Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Dietz Field here on a gorgeous Friday night. Welcome to Homecoming 2019 here at Swain County High School. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers along with Toby Burrell as we're looking out over one of the most beautiful backdrops of any high school stadium in the entire country. We're looking out at the Great Smoky Mountains. We're seeing the sun set over across Hazel Creek here, Toby Burrell. We're looking down on a gorgeous field with that my favorite logo on the 50-yard line. And it's just a great night for football with the Andrews Wildcats here for homecoming.
Week 2 in the Smoky Mountain Conference. More importantly, Gary, a big game in terms of where you're at in the conference for both schools coming into it. Andrews 0-1, Swain 1-0. And so the Cats, with James Phillips at the head, come back in here tonight looking to pull off what would be considered by many an upset and get win number 1 in the conference.
I think it would be a huge upset. Our Maroon Devils, of course, have won, I believe, we were talking about 20 games in a row. We haven't lost to Andrews in a long, long time. They have one of ours over there helping him these days, and we're talking about Matthew Manley. Matt helping out as an assistant over at Andrews, of course, along with head coach James Phillips. So they've got a little Maroon blood over there on that sideline, but the big problem the Andrews Wildcats have, Toby, is I literally was counting them. They only have 21 players dressed out to play tonight. And I know that's tough. That really gets into your depth. Of course, our Maroon Devils, we have more players, but we still have 9-10 players who play both ways. But when you only have 21 dressed, that catches up with you.
Well, as we saw last week, it's difficult for schools to do that. And where it comes in that nobody sees, Gary, is you can't run any schemes in practice to get anything because you don't have anybody to practice against, essentially. Yeah. And the Wildcats' depth, of course, will be an issue to me up front more so than anywhere else. Their skill people may be comparable to ours in what they do. It's going to look really familiar to folks at home tonight. It's going to look a lot like Swain playing Swain, to be honest with you, because Coach James Phillips, he took the Veer offense with him when he went to Andrews, installed it. They run it, and they stick to it. They don't throw the ball a ton, but they're going to run the Veer at you.
And one thing that I've really noticed this year, our offensive and defensive lines, I think, are much improved over last year. We have good size. We have good quickness. On defense, we have good linebackers right behind that defensive front. So our big, as John Madden used to say, our big uglies on both sides of the line, I think, have really, really come along and are really playing well.
Well, I would agree with you 100%, Gary, and go one step further in saying that through these first 5 games, Coach Neil Blankenship and his staff have done a tremendous job in developing depth at those positions and being able to play other people early in ball games in meaningful situations, and they've gotten better. We've seen that a lot along the interior of the line, a lot of switching for those players who go 2 ways to get them out. Quite frankly, it's October, but it's still very, very hot down there on the field, and cramps have been an issue all season long for the Maroon Devils. So Coach Blankenship and his staff really have had no choice but to develop some depth up there that will pay huge dividends down the stretch.
I think you're right, Toby. As I was driving in, and this was about 5:30 or so, it was still 87 degrees air temperature, so we know the temperature on the field was in the 90s. Thank goodness, as we mentioned, the sun has set over there behind the mountains, and the lights are on, so things are going to cool down. But still, even at 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, it's still going to be very humid, and those cramps are still going to be a real issue.
Well, they are, and the saving grace, I guess, is it's a natural surface, so you don't have that bounce back, the mirror effect of the sun to heat things up even more down there. A lot of times you'll be 10 to 15 degrees higher down on a turfed field than the air temperature is, as you said, and so that gets really hot. But fortunately tonight that won't be an issue for either team, and we know one thing about the Wildcats, rather, they're going to come out and scrap from the get-go, and they're not going to concede anything from the opening kickoff. So it's going to be a good one out here tonight.
Oh, I think so. We've got homecoming. Of course, that includes the homecoming court that will be broadcasting live at halftime, both on the Maroon Devils Network visually and, of course, on WBHN 94.1 FM and 1590 AM. Everybody always likes to hear what's going on with the homecoming court, and Bob Thomas will have that wonderful presentation at halftime. Yep. And so that's going to be a lot of fun, as it always is.
Well, the important thing for us, we were discussing it before we came on the air, is the Maroon Devils Network is well represented tonight. Our own Taylor Holt in the court as a senior representative. So really proud of all the young ladies, but especially Taylor and what she's done for us this year on the Maroon Devils Network. And we wish her the best of luck. We'll be here bringing everything your way. And Joe will try to keep the camera still instead of getting too excited that his daughter's out there.
Talking about Taylor Hope, let's check in and watch and listen to some highlights from the game last week with the Cherokee Braves as Taylor narrates and brings you the highlights right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Taylor, take it away.
This past Friday was the Smoky Mountain Conference opener for both Cherokee and Swain. A very shorthanded Braves team made the trip to Swain Memorial Stadium for the Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame game. Just before the game started, Swain alumni Ryan Jenkins received his state championship ring. Ryan won the 3,200-meter run as a senior during the state meet last track season. Congratulations, Ryan. With just 15 players suited up to play, the Braves had a difficult task facing a tough Devils team. Swain rushed for 352 yards on the ground, while limiting the Braves to only 40 rushing yards. Cherokee got 126 yards through the air, while Swain only had 34 passing yards. Bryce Sane and Ian Brooks each got 2 touchdowns, with Damian Lossey and Carson Taylor adding a touchdown each.
We got split backs again behind Damian. Second down, we need 6. This time he hands off left side. Bryce Sane, A-gap. Here he goes. He's in the end zone. Yeah. Touchdown, Maroon Devils. Nobody really got a good hand on him until he was across the goal line.
Gavin Lanning made good on 5 of his 6 extra point attempts. Bryce Sane paced all rushers with 128 yards on only 9 carries. Carson Taylor had 81 yards on 3 carries.
And here he goes, talking about Carson Taylor. He's still going. He's still not out of bounds, all the way inside the 35-yard line.
Damian Lossey had 67 yards.
And it's going to be Damian Lossey keeping it, going to run out of bounds after he gets the first down. This time, Damian hands off to the fullback, and it's going to be around the left side.
And Ian Brooks had 55 yards.
And again, Ian all the way down inside the 15 with a first down and a whole lot more.
Connor Hyatt had 2 receptions, while Robert Green, Gage Jones, and Donovan Gromwald each had a catch. On the defensive side, the Maroon Devils came away with 5 turnovers to go with 4 sacks.
Maroon Devil football going the other way.
Lucas Brown snared 2 interceptions, while Jake Langston had 2 sacks. Cody Long and Nick Millsaps had a sack each.
His left side has plenty of time. Here comes Big Nick after him, and he's in trouble, and Nick's got him. He just basically puts him in a headlock and drags him down.
Langston finished with 11 tackles.
Comes Allison around the right side, and there's one of the other guys we're talking about, our defensive line, and that's 47, Jake Langston.
While Long had 8 and Ian Brooks 7. The Maroon Devils continue their winning streak to 5-0 by posting a 41-0 shutout win over a depleted Braves squad.
Big 5'11", 230-pound junior. Damian tosses in the backfield. Oh, he almost missed him. Reversing field is Zach Stipp. He is avoiding people and making some pretty good moves.
The last time the Devils had a 5-0 start was back in 2012, which happens to be our last time playing in a state championship game.
Is there any way to print that on? Back here on a Friday night as our Maroon Devils, of course, are getting ready for homecoming 2019. Van getting ready to take the field and getting ready to pull on his headset. This guy who might need to take just a big, deep breath. Once you climb this hill up to the press box, believe me, you're out of breath. I don't care how much running and weightlifting you do. You're still going to be out of breath once you climb this hill up to the press box, especially when it's in the 85-degree range here just before game time, Coach. It's been another hot day out there today.
Yeah, burning up hot. Walking up that hill, I have to stop about 3 times, take breaks at intervals because I can't do it all at one time.
Hey, it's a steep hill. If people don't believe me, come up here some morning and try to walk it up, or even better, try to run it up. But talking about the Andrews Wildcats, Coach Toby Burrell and I were talking. One of their big dilemmas they have coming into this game, they only have 21 kids dressed out there to play tonight, and as we all know, as you know, especially as a head coach and a player, when the depth is a problem. problem, it affects your entire football team.
It does, and just because all the kids are involved, it's a constant wear and tear on them. I mean, they don't get a break, and at times they become physically exhausted, and especially in weather like this right here, you can run and push them and try to condition them as much as you can, but they just can't push themselves enough to tolerate the kind of pressure they're under out there when it comes game time, and the adrenaline gets flowing, and the next thing you know, they're out of gas before they even know it. And by now, some kids play themselves into better shape because they're playing every week and pushing themselves a little bit further.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Fans, stay tuned. We'll come back in 2 minutes with more here on the pregame show. Stay with us. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Fans, welcome back as we see the award-winning Swain County High School Marching Band on the field. And, Coach, it was so good to see them compete and win some awards last week over at that big Inca Band Festival. And kudos and congratulations for the good work they've been doing.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm going to tell you, I say it every year. I watched
Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back. Right now, we're going to check in with Coach Neil Blankenship as he's with our Taylor Holt. Taylor, take it away.
Hi, I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devil Network. You might be wondering why I'm dressed kind of crazy. It is homecoming week, and today is Meme/Vine Day, and I am dressed up as a vine, which is, I don't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't get no sleep because of me. So that's my vine. Thank you. Now I'm here with head football coach Neil Blankenship. Congratulations, Coach, on 5-0. Our defense turned in another stout performance against Cherokee with 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, and only allowing 40 yards rushing. What other positives can we take away from this game?
Well, our defense is playing extremely well right now, and and that comes to us just getting off blocks, and the kids are tackling real well. So I think that's the biggest part of it. It comes down to the fundamentals of it. They're doing a good job preparing each week for the offenses that we're going to face. And I was worried about the athletes that Cherokee had, but we did a good job of tackling them in space, and their running back never let him really get going. So our defense is playing well, and it makes our defense a lot better when our offense is putting points on the board. So those two go hand in hand. So I just appreciate where the kids are working hard, and they're taking a lot of pride in not letting the teams get yards and not letting them score. So they're taking a lot of pride in getting them shutouts. So as long as they keep that up, we'll be okay.
So how fired up is the team and the coaching staff being 5-0, and how is that heading us into the heart of the conference?
Well, our kids are excited, and right now you're trying to fight complacency because you are 5-0, and so sometimes kids like to get complacent. So we've been really on them, making them work hard, continue to work hard, and see the big goals in the future. The biggest thing we're battling right now is this heat. It's hot for October, so their kids are extremely hot right now. Usually you get out of August and the first part of September it starts cooling off, but it's been really hot this week, and so the kids are having to battle through that. We've had a good week of practice so far, and we're excited to see where it goes Friday.
And how important is this start for our postseason?
Well, the postseason, with the way the postseason works, every game is important because the more wins you have gets you more home games. And right now, I think in the Max Preps adjusted rankings, we're ranked number 8 or 9, and 4 of those teams are in the small. So we're right around there at 4 or 5 right now if you take them out of the picture. So that would get us close to probably, you could get up to 3 or 4 games where you're at home right now if we continue doing what we're doing. So the wins that keep piling up are big for us because it gets us home field advantage in the postseason.
So this week is homecoming, like I said, and we're facing the Andrew Wildcats. What can we expect to see from the Wildcats this year?
Well, you're going to see a lot of stuff that looks like us. They're going to run the veer, so because former coach from here, Swain, Coach James Phillips is a coach there. That's always tough to go against somebody you worked with so long, but they run a lot of the same stuff we do in that way. So you're going to see a lot of the same offenses. They're going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to play hard. They're going to play physical, so it's going to be a tough match for our kids there. They also have one of our former players there, in Matt Manley, that's coaching with them too. So they got 2 people that came from Swain that are there coaching now. So they know a lot about us. We know a lot about them, and our teams are running a lot of the same stuff. So we're kind of be looking at each other in the mirror there. So, but it'll be an exciting game, and we'll talk afterwards.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
This has been Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devil Network. Be sure to stay tuned all season long for everything maroon and white. Back to you, Gary.
Thanks a lot, Taylor. And, hey, we love your outfit there as you were talking to Coach Blankenship. All right. And we have a lot of great football coming up here tonight. As one thing Coach Blankenship brought up, Coach White, and it's a very good point and a very important point. We're, of course, sitting right now at 5-0. I think we'll be 6-0 here in a couple hours. But all these wins are really big when it comes to playoff time to try to get more playoff games at home.
It is, and there's, they don't have a strength of schedule thing out there, but if there was, there's still the mere fact that you play in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Right.
And when you play in the Smoky Mountain Conference, any win's a big win. The non-conference games, you try to pick and choose, and coaches have different philosophies about that. And, of course, the biggest thing is who can you get to play you, and so you take pretty much who you can get and when you can get them. But the bottom line is winning is contagious at any time. And when you're on a streak like we're on right now, those kids have learned more about winning than they have about losing. Let's put it that way. And some of them have been through some hard times when they were younger and going through some growing pains, let's call it.
Right.
Well, they're there now. It's their turn. And so they're starting to mesh together. They're playing better every week here. They're getting in better shape like we were talking about earlier. And I think the mentality is now that if you're going to have to beat us, we're not going to beat ourselves.
Oh, and that's really big. And we were talking about that earlier on the pregame show, the fact that, of course, last year we finished up the year 7-6. We lost in the second round of the state playoffs. Already this year, we're 5-0. We're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the curve, and I think a lot of that has to do with the play of our offensive line and basically the same guys who flop over there and play defense. These guys are just playing at a really good level right now.
It's very obvious. It's very obvious that's the strength of this team. I'm not taking anything away from the athletes that are out there as far as the skill positions you call them. But this offensive and defensive line have started to realize their capabilities. Not, I don't ever like to talk to kids about potential. Potential's bullcrap.
Yeah.
Okay, because most people don't use any potential. But what they're capable of is just that's what they're starting to realize.
And they're really getting the job done. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back. We got kickoff coming up in about 10 minutes. Remember, it is homecoming, so we have a big homecoming presentation at halftime as Bob Thomas, of course, will be introducing all the homecoming court ladies and gentlemen that are involved in that. So it's a big night here at Swain County High School. Got a good crowd here on the home side as well. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this 2-minute break here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call. I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
Fans, welcome back. Our captains, of course, tonight, as always, Connor Hyatt. Also joining him is going to be Bryce Sane, Ian Brooks. 44 is Thomas Allen, also Chase Hughes and Charlie Lambert. Coach, a good bunch of captains, and when you have good leadership, that makes a lot of difference in your football team.
Well, that's how it all starts. You're really not going. You may win some football games, you may have some success, but if it gets inside your leaders' heads and they take control of the team, the easiest coaching jobs that I can ever remember having is when your leadership, they didn't have to be seniors either. They could have, sometimes it was a sophomore or junior just stepping up and taking control of the personality of the team and even how the other kids behaved and how they approached things. And once that starts, then other people fall in there with them because, you know, the old saying, lead, follow, or get out of the way, pretty much works.
Oh, no doubt about it. Coach, talking about the skill people, I think Andrews have some very good skill people. And Tucker Holloway, Landon White, Gage Gillespie, Jose Martinez, and Gavin Wilson. But again, I think the big difference is our Maroon Devils are playing outstanding at that line of scrimmage, even though we have good skill people as well.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for Andrews. I don't care how good they are up front to combat what we've got going on right now and what Coach Blankenship and his staff is doing with these players and letting them. They're turning them loose more, and the kids are taking that responsibility and they're playing harder. I'm seeing them move their feet like they haven't done in a while.
And that's really big. Fans, stay tuned. We'll come back with that opening kickoff after this 2-minute break. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Our Maroon Devils are getting ready to rock and roll here tonight. Homecoming 2019, and homecoming always adds a little more pizzazz, a little more emotion, a little more flavor to the game as we watch our Maroon Devil football team walking down the track in front of this crowd. And, Coach, that has always been a special thing for me to see those guys walking hand in hand down the track in front of these fans.
Yeah, it's a special thing, and the kids really enjoy it, and it gives a chance for them to they're looking their fans in the eyes. That's what I like about it. There's no separation. They're going right through the middle of them there, and they feel that energy. It radiates right off of them.
And we have a good crowd here tonight. I know Andrews is coming in, a big underdog. Of course, our Maroon Devils have won, I think, 20 straight games against Andrews before they beat us. I think the last time was in 1998 or so. But hey, you can't take anything for granted. You give a team momentum, you come out. If you start playing sloppy, you turn the ball over, you have penalties, and all of a sudden, coaches, as we know, that momentum can be a strange thing.
Yeah, and there again, it's the Smoky Mountain Conference. I mean, we know each other so well, and it's one of those things that on any given night, strange things can happen. They really can.
And now, of course, Maroon Devils crashing through the big flag right here at midfield, and the big logo that all the guys put in a lot of time, and all those students out there welcoming the Maroon Devils onto the football field. And at halftime, we'll have the homecoming court and present them. And talking about the up front line, if you look at them from tackle to tackle for the Andrews Wildcats, they got Aaron Deraberry over there. He's a big one, 6'4", 310, a junior. Over there at left guard, you got Mekhi Smith, a 6 foot, 215-pound senior. The center is Connor Silvers, 6 feet, 185. Then over there at right guard, got another big boy. As we're talking about Bryce Stillwell, 6'2", 310. And over there at right tackle, another big kid who's 5'11", 280. So they have three really big guys up front. They're small guys, this center up there with Silvers. So, but sometimes size doesn't matter. As we've said before, it's that size of the fight and the dog, isn't it?
Yeah, and the thing about that, all that is they've played well up front, from what I understand from the people they've played. But as we'll know right here in just a minute how we match up with them up front defensively.
And here we go, as we're going to be kicking off. The Andrews Wildcats are going to be returning the opening kickoff here tonight at Swain County Memorial Stadium. And back deep, getting ready to return, is going to be Landon White. He's one of their lead running backs. He's hit and knocked down at the 27, 28-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats, who are right now in white jerseys, gray pants with red helmets and red numbers, will take over. Our Maroon Devils in solid maroon with white numbers and maroon helmets here.
Yeah, we'll see this matchup right here, right now. And Coach Blankenship, he's doing a lot of different things up front right now that's really going to make a difference.
So, so right now, here come the Andrews Wildcats. And they're going to line up in that split back veer, Coach. As we know, they coach it, they run to the left side, but might have got half a yard out to the 29-yard line. Not much there as our Maroon Devil defensive line gets the job done. And again, as we mentioned, those guys up front and those guys back there at linebackers, this time it was going to be, looks like Colby Kirkin and company with the tackle.
Yeah, they attempted by trading the tight end to overload one side to try to run an isolation play out of split backs, and generally that can be a good play for you, but he got hit at the line of scrimmage by our nose man, and that slowed him down, and then finished off by the linebackers.
That's right, Colby Kirkland, and then Cody Long came up and had a good hit on him. This time a little misdirection. They run to the right side, got another yard out to the 30-yard line, but again, they're just not getting much push off that defensive front.
Yeah, this is an off-tackle play where they're going to try to get everybody blocked down, pull the guards over the top. It's kind of a wing tee play, and it's like you see Murphy run. So this is part of Murphy's offense.
And we're going to be seeing those guys in a couple of weeks right here at Swain County High School. Next week we'll be at Rosman. 2 weeks from tonight, big showdown with the Murphy Bulldogs on October 18. 2 weeks from tonight. This time they're going to be in the shotgun. Got 3 trips. Got trips over here on the right side. Quarterback is going to run it. He has blockers out there, but they can't get enough blocking for him as we force him out of bounds after only about a yard gain. Good coverage over there and good speed by Thomas Allen. And they're going to have to punt it away on the first series after only gaining about 3 yards in 3 plays.
Yeah, they're trying a little bit of a delay. He's trying to throw this ball in behind the linebacker depth area there. He's only really got one receiver that is looking for the football, so that was his intended one.
Lucas Brown doing a good job forcing him to the sideline so he couldn't cut upfield. And here come the Maroon Devils. A lot of guys coming after him. Looks like we're coming after the punt. We can't block it. They get away a pretty good punt. Bryce Sane is going to see it bounce. He's going to take it on one hop at the 32 and goes out of bounds up at the 40-yard line. Boy, I tell you, Bryce Sane either ran into or was pushed into the Andrews bench over there. There was no flag, but I find it hard to believe that he just ran into that all his own.
Well, I think he had a little help right there, but he made a great decision right here because that ball took a real good hop, and he ended up saving us about 15 yards on this play simply because when he fields it right there in the yardage that he makes up right there, and, well, I believe both of them kind of lost their feet and slid into it.
Yeah, they were sliding into the bench.
Yeah, I don't think that was an intentional type thing. Oh, good play.
So here come the Maroon Devils running right up the gut. Unfortunately, a penalty flag will probably bring that back as Bryce Sane picked up about 8 yards. And Bryce Sane is on a pretty good list. Once he gets 11 yards, he's going to pass one of the great running backs here at Swain County High School of all time, Larry Beck. And, Coach, I know he played in front of us in high school. He played with Nat Watson and those guys, but Larry Beck was a fabulous running back.
Yeah, and I've seen him on film, some of the old 16-millimeter, I think it was 16 anyway, and watched him a little bit back when he was playing here, and he was extraordinary.
And Nat Watson said it at the Hall of Fame the other night. Here's a guy who was strong as a bull, never lifted a weight or did any of that kind of stuff. He was just one of those natural guys. Went on to play at Lenore-Ryan. Yeah. Here comes Damian Lossy running for a couple of yards as the ball goes all the way back to the 29-yard line. He carries out to the 32, a 3-yard pickup. No, check that. It's back to the 29, but we've got to get to midfield for a first down.
Yeah, that penalty really hurt us. But right now we don't try to get it all at one time, but we'll see what Coach Blankenship's got in store for him. Coach McMahon, they'll do a good job calling these plays. I would say in this instance right here, he's going to try to get somebody upfield and throw it to him. Yeah, wheel route. There it goes.
Damian Lossy down the left sideline. Got a man, but he overthrew him. Wide open down there, down the left sideline. Good play down there, but just too much.
Yeah, and it was a great call because they're trying to play a form of man coverage, a trail man coverage, and a wheel route is simply you make it look like you're running an out, and then you turn it upfield and you leave the defender behind, which we did, but just overthrew him. So it'll bring up third down.
Gage Jones had a step on his man back there in the secondary. 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. No score yet. Maroon Devils looking at third down and a long way to go. We're looking at around 18 yards to go. We have it at the 32. Got to get to the 50. Split backs. One wide receiver wide on each side. Damian Lossy is going to run the quarterback draw play, and he's hit. And he pops loose, and he's hit again, and it's going to be way short of the first down. It'll bring up fourth down at about 12 at the 38.
Yeah, it changes the field position just a little bit. Gets us up closer to midfield before we punt here, and then maybe we can gain some on them with field position right here if we do a good job covering this punt. But there again, when you start out a series with a penalty, you're automatically in the hole, and it's just hard to dig out.
One thing to remember if you're an Andrews Wildcat, Damian Lossy punting that football is set to take off at any time. Line drive punt. Not an end over end, but it takes a big bounce. Picked up at the 23. Andrews at the 25, out to the 26. They break a tackle, and bringing it down is going to be Gavin Wilson, and that's where they'll take over first down and 10.
Yeah, great coverage on this punt.
Yeah.
Right here you can see the players getting their bodies under control. A lot of people referred to it as breaking down, but you really just get under control, like you see Ian doing right there, and then you shoot on them, and that's pretty much how you play that.
Lucas Brown and Ian Brooks getting down the field in a hurry and combining for the tackle now with 8:45 to play in the first quarter. Andrews with their second possession at the 26, roughly where they took over last time. And, boy, the quarterback takes a hit. Tucker Holloway ran to the left side there, Coach, and, wow, he didn't go far.
Yeah, they tried to run the veer look right here. The way Coach Blankenship is playing this thing right here, he's playing the linebacker over the top and just simply taking the gap away with the defensive end. It's kind of a squeeze play, and the linebackers scrape over the top, and they literally just hit the first thing they see, and that's exactly what he did.
Cody Long, a great tackle as we're playing under a half moon, under nice, basically clear skies on a Friday night. First Friday in October, and we hope the weather changes soon. Here's a toss to the left side. trying to turn the corner and get upfield is going to be running back Landon White, who has good size, 6 foot, 190-pounder on the season. Landon, 86 carries, 553 yards, and 10 touchdowns. And penalty flag's going to bring this one back.
Yeah, that's in the area of holding. And what they try to do is pull the guard and the tackle out over the top of this thing and give him a lead blocker. So it happened behind the play there. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Holding.
Yep. Holding call is going to march it back. And they're going to be spotting this football way back at the 16-yard line, Coach. So now they're basically looking at second down at 20 as we were in our first series.
Yeah, that head official's seeing a lot of holding. Now, he's got one on us and he's got one on them, and we'll just see how this works out. But
So now Twins on the left side for the Wildcats as they line up back right beside the quarterback on each side. Tucker Holloway back there. He's going to try to throw. Looking, running out of time, time, cuts down the left sideline, still in bounds at the 35. No, they say he stepped out of bounds back at the 30, so we got a pretty good gain.
He made a great move over there and walked that sideline a pretty good distance right there, and he's only got 2 receivers in the route, and then he just does the best thing that he knows how to do, and he pulls it down. We didn't do a real good job of containing him. You got to have an outside edge rusher that's under control that is going to take care of that. He may not sack him, but he won't let him out of there, and he gives everybody else a chance.
Holloway, a big tall kid, 6'3", 160-pounder. But he has good footwork. This time he tosses to the right side. We miss him in the backfield, but here comes company, and they combine on the tackle over there. Good work over there by the Maroon Devils. Coming up is big Connor McCoy, one of those, to assist on the stop.
Yeah, they're going to try to punt it again. This is our rocket blitz out of this thing. We've been running this thing forever out of that 3-man front we refer to as the Wolf front, and that's a mainstay of that defense is to be able to bring people off those edges to put pressure on them to do something with the football other than just throw it.
Connor McCoy and Jake Langston combining on the tackle. Got a penalty flag before this one gets underway, before the punter can really hit the football.
Well, I'm actually glad to see this call, not because it's against Andrews. Last week, they let the play go, and it would be a procedure call just like that right there. Then they would call it and bring the ball back and do the penalty. The play is dead. If the offense, anybody on the offense moves illegally, the play's dead. You blow the whistle, throw the flag, and it's over. But I know 3 times last week that they never blew the whistle. They let the play go.
Wow, got out of sorts there. Now it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 7. Back to punt is going to be James Miller. James hits a pretty good punt. Bryce is going to see this one bounce. He's going to try to chase it down, but he decides against picking it up at the 15-yard line. So, wow, they got about 15 yards on that roll.
Yeah, he didn't get the hop he wanted right there, and he wanted to be able to pick that one up. But that just shows you how much the punting game will change field position when that ball is allowed to hit and run like a jackrabbit like that. And I can't remember what they average, 12 to 17 yards, I think, when you let them hit like that of distance. And he just didn't get the hop that he needed to try to pick that thing up.
Oh boy, you can really flip the field with that kind of an edge. Got a man in motion here to the right side over there for the Maroon Devils. As this time Damian Lossy has the option. He's going to run out to the 19-yard line before he's upended over there by Maki Smith.
Yeah, he'll pitch that next one. You wait. He'll run that play again here in just a minute, Coach McMahon will, because that right there is what he was looking for. But Damian sees that the man overcommit, and he does the right thing by tucking that football and getting back upfield with it. But the next time he'll bait him a little bit wider out here, and he'll pitch that ball, and we'll be off to the races.
Here we go. Split backs. Got a man in motion again for the Maroon Devils.
Maybe right here.
This time we run to the right side. And this time he's going to keep it, and he gets some good yards. Damian Lossy out to the 30-yard line. Probably the right decision there, Coach, as he picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, he's reading this thing. And when I say he's reading it, anybody that knows anything about a veer offense, he's looking at who's got him and who's got the pitch. And if they don't show up quick enough, his first rule is tuck it and run and get to all you can.
He did a good job on that one. He decided to keep it, and he made them pay. As this time we've got receivers Connor Hyatt and Donovan Groenwald in there, and they both come way over here to the far side, way outside.
Yeah, running a stack set over here outside, going to make it tough on these defenders. They're trying to play man with no free safety.
That's it, man-to-man defense over here. Damian is going to hand off. This time right up the gut it goes, and the Maroon Devils have another first down as Bryce Sane carries out to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great call right there because, as you can see right here, the blocking scheme is we get off the football good, and we're drive blocking one-on-one. We're sealing them up inside and out, and he just hits the seam right through the big gap.
And with that carry, Bryce Sane just passed one of the all-time greats, Larry Beck, in rushing yards. Larry Beck had 2,219 yards, as now Bryce Sane has just passed him, and he's sneaking up on Spencer McCoy on the all-time rushing list. First down and 10. Bryce Sane, only a junior. He's got a lot of football ahead of him. And this time, though, the Andrews Wildcats come up there and they plug that gap, Coach. So not much room to run through.
Yeah, we did the trade and we tried to run the outside veer here, right here. And Andrews does a good job of defending it. The defensive lineman there, 51, he defended it exactly the way you're supposed to if you're playing as a defensive end.
That's Maki Smith, 6 foot, 215-pound senior. As we mentioned, only 21 dressed here tonight for the Wildcats. Second down for the Maroon Devils. We need 8. Option time. He pitches out to Bryce, but Bryce is hit at the line of scrimmage and kind of worked his way for a yard or two out across the 48-yard line.
Yeah, we gave him a counter option look there, and it was a counter lead option. And lead option means the pitch man has a lead blocker in front of him. And right here you can see Ian, and there's who the quarterback sees he's taken, and he tries to pitch it out there, but Andrews was able to sniff that one out and get enough bodies to the line of scrimmage to defend that.
Right now we're looking at 3rd down and 5, 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Neither team has scored yet, as the Maroon Devils are into Andrews territory now, looking to the sideline for the play call. And we're going to have to get it moving here. Only 5 seconds on the play clock, so the Maroon Devils going to have to get up there and get it moving down to 2. They did. Got a penalty flag. It's not delay of game, though, but we got a false start.
And we did get a false start, and there again, we got an official that knows what he's doing. I apologize. That's just the way it is. My hat's off to him. I don't know if we moved or not, but he said we did. But I just like the fact that he's doing the way he's supposed to do it.
Blow the play dead.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Coming out now is going to be Thomas Allen. And now with 3:48 to play, the clock rolls. Got a new play clock. And Damian Lossy checks his armband with the play calling in from offensive coordinator Scotty McMahon. Now we got split backs. Twins on the right side. Andrews started to jump.
Across the line of scrimmage.
Yep. They're going to call them for offside.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we get that 5 yards back. Got to bring up 3rd down and 5. So basically, we just traded penalties there before we did anything.
Yeah, that's it's an opportunity right there, and not real sure exactly what the snap count was, but whether we were able to draw him off sides or whether he just wasn't paying any attention. Looked to me like the defender was looking right at the football, but he heard something that made him move.
Yeah, that left side defensive end just jumped a little bit early over there for the Wildcats. And that's the other kid, Maki Smith, plays on this side. That's Sam Wood over there. Here we go. We got a wing on this side, and we're going to have the offside against.
It's this defensive end over here this time. He didn't check the ball this time, and he lined up in the neutral zone, and the official was waiting for him to see if he's going to move back. And he there again, he did it the right way. He waited to see if he was going to move back, and he didn't. So right as the ball was snapped, he blew the play dead.
I tell you, the line judge is on top of things right now.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, getting it done, calling it like it should be. And now there's going to be a timeout with 3:25 to play, and we'll take a break as well. Stay with us. We'll be back in 1 minute, 0-0 here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
Hands welcome back. 3:25 on the clock here. 0-0 ball game as the Maroon Devils now. Actually, after they looked at it and checked things out, it's going to be first down and 10 Maroon Devils. We looked just a moment ago. It looked like we were about a foot short.
Yeah.
And after they checked things out, first down, and that's always good, Coach, at the 43 of Andrews.
Yeah, I'm glad they took the time to actually count the number of yards, because sometimes that's a mistake that the head linesman will make as an official.
Two other conference games tonight. Hayesville at Robbinsville, Rosman at Cherokee tonight. Murphy has the night off. And we try to run to the left side. We got a yard or two down to the 41-yard line. Leading the charge over there is going to be Chase Hughes on the guard, as our Maroon Devils are trying,
This is Taylor Holt with the
to
Maroon
get that
Devils
work
Network.
done between the tackles right now with 3:11 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, both teams are still actually just kind of feeling each other out and seeing what's going to happen right here. And, of course, Coach Phillips and his staff, they know enough about us because all the years that Coach Phillips worked over here, they know what we got and they know what we can do. So.
Yep, he and Matt Manley, they've been around the block over here. Second down and 8 now. Damian Lossy back to throw. Looking down the left side. Connor Hyatt has a step. Oh, and he's got it. All the way down to the 5-yard line.
What a great catch by Connor. What a great catch. He knew his only chance was to lay out for this. He didn't care if he scored with it or not. He had to make that catch. And
he did it.
Great ball thrown. Damian put this one truly right on the money. Yeah, Connor has him beat after as soon as he makes his break up the sideline. But he lays out right there for that ball. And, boy, that's a great catch.
That's a really, really nice job by Connor Hyatt. Connor at 6'1", and it took all 6'1" to do that.
It took every inch of 6'1", yeah.
So now split backs again. Maroon Devils, first down and goal to go at the 6-yard line. Let's see who's going to get the call. It's going to be the quarterback, Damian Lossy, running in behind the fullback. But, boy, once Ian shot through there, they plugged that gap.
Yeah, that's a lead play for that's designed as a quarterback isolation. You can see we have a wing back lined up there between the tackle and the tight end. They're trying to get up in there, and both of them missed the linebacker that was coming from outside in. They both attempted to block the center one, and they didn't get the outside one blocked. The middle backer got blocked, and the outside backer didn't.
Landon White on the tackle. Is he any kin to you, Coach?
No, actually, I'm not kin to any of those folks over there. But there's been a lot of them play over there. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, Landon White's a good one. He plays both ways, of course. And this time the Maroon Devils just trying to that offensive line surge, just follow it right up inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, we just wedge block this thing. You can see the offensive linemen's helmets come together, and they just get shoulder to shoulder and try to push up field. There's no design to it or anything, and the quarterback just simply tries to find a seam, put his helmet in it, and go in behind it. That's about as old a play as there is in football right there.
That's just force against force.
Yeah, that was probably the first play in football ever.
Here we go. Damian under center again.
Wing set again.
He's going to run right up in that A-gap, and he's got it. Touchdown. Touchdown, Maroon Devils.
Yeah,
good work.
Kind of fooled them by making it look like we was going to run that isolation over there again. And here again, wedge block, and you can see them all blocking towards the center there. And all they do is you can close your eyes and bite your mouthpiece right then and drive your feet. That's all you. That's how you block that.
That's it. Just go straight ahead. He went right between the center and the guard and puts it up for 6 with 1:05 to go. Now for the PAT. Coming on is going to be Gavin Lanning. Kick is up, has the distance, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, he's getting better and better every week. He's getting more consistent, and he's hitting the ball well. He's not trying to kill it, and he's just hitting the sweet spot, and it's jumping off his foot.
Got the job done. 7-0 Maroon Devils on top. 1:05 to go here in the first quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. Stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as Aiden Pond will kick it long, straight down the middle, all the way back to the 1-yard line. Great kick by Aiden Pond. Back out to the 15, out to the 18-yard line, and that's going to be all she wrote.
Yeah.
Great downfield coverage by the Maroon Devils. That looks like Andrew Chavez down there on the tackle.
Yeah, if you're going to kick it deep, you got to be able to cover it deep, and we did then. And anytime I always counted it as a plus anytime you stopped anybody with the football on a kickoff inside the 20. To me, that was gained ground that you didn't have to work for.
That was a great kick, one of the better kicks we've seen all year. And, again, good coverage down there with Andrew Chavez and company. As now the Wildcats will take over and start at the 17. And their main man, Tucker Holloway, under center. The quarterback flips his tight end over here, strong side right. And split backs, and they come right up the A-gap. But right in that A-gap, we got a Maroon jersey.
Yeah, they were trying to run a little bit of a zero option there, which is just an A-gap dive play real quick and try to run it by you. But, man, when you close it like we did right there, now, there's not much of a play there.
Boy, a lot of bodies, a lot of guys up front on that. We're just getting really good defensive line play. Again, one of those guys, Cody Long, among several others.
Yeah, there's two things about defensive linemen. If they've ever been trapped, you don't have to coach them much after that about being trapped. If they've ever seen a midline run like that and they make that play right there, you don't have to worry too much about them after that. They got it.
Basically the same set.
Guard pulling. Look at that. That's a great play right there by the tackle. That is unbelievable play. When he stuffs this thing right here, and you can watch it on the replay, he reads this guard pulling. He's playing what they call a 3 technique. And when that guard pulls, he fights his way across the face of the tackle. You can see it right here, right there. When he punches that tackle, and then he's in the back, he's sitting. He doesn't take off running. He knows the ball's right in there somewhere. All he's got to do is settle his feet down and find it, and he did.
That was big Nick Millsap.
Yeah, Nick, you can't play any better than that, Nick.
Outstanding. Fans, that's the end of the first quarter. 7-0. We're going to switch into the field, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Welcome back. One score to pass along. Robbinsville over Hayesville, 21-0. Robbinsville, of course, along with Murphy and Swain County, just looming for a huge showdown. Rosman and Cherokee scoreless right now, Coach. Of course, we get Murphy in 2 weeks, Robbinsville in 3 weeks, and the excitement is growing.
Yeah, it is, and we got to play teams right here, right now, and take care of business and continue to get better. And that's all I'm seeing. And again, they're out of the Wolf front. Great play from the outside in.
Good stop over there in the open field tackle. That looked like Cody Long again coming up on the stop.
Yeah, and this is the kind of a bracket defense when you play that 3-man front like that you expect your outside linebackers to make more plays than anybody out there because they'll go virtually unblocked most of the time.
And they can move around and put themselves up near that defensive end or play wide.
Right.
This time, for example, we see Lucas Brown, the corner, coming on a blitz as they punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Bryce Sain's going to bring this one back from the 44 out to the 50 into Andrews territory. Cuts it outside, 45-40, and he's going to be down the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Flag.
Late flag on a late hit by Andrews, and the Maroon Devils are going to be in great field position.
Yeah, Bryce got what he's been looking for games now, and they punted it right to him. It was a great punt, and it hung up there forever. He realized he was in great position right here, and they weren't there yet. And that's all he needed was that little crease right there, and then start making things happen from here on out.
He breaks a couple of tackles, pops it outside, then it's a foot race, and then, of course, we see that's a late hit over there out of bounds against the fence over there, and that's going to add about 10 or 15 more on to the end of the play.
Yeah, you really don't know what the officials saw over there, but we'll take it right now.
That's going to be a personal foul.
Yeah.
And sometimes momentum, most of the time players don't do that intentionally. A lot of times their momentum just carries them out of bounds.
Well, as a coach, there's times you have to eat penalties like that if your kids are going to play aggressive.
Yep.
You got to take pass interference calls. You're going to have some late hits. What you don't want is them running their mouth or getting in trouble doing that or saying ugly things to officials or other even their opponents.
Here we go. Bryce Sane runs to the right side, breaks a tackle, but only got a yard down to the 17-yard line here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, Bryce a little disgusted. He wished he had that one cut back, and he almost breaks it loose. We didn't do a good job of getting that C-gap. He was a penetrator there, getting him blocked. He got across our face, and Bryce had to change directions.
Coming up over there was Landon White, who plays defensive end sometimes and a DB. But he's a pretty good-sized kid, 6 feet, 190, and brought him down. Second down and 9 now for the Maroon Devils at the 18-yard line. Split backs again right behind Damian Lossey. And we go strong side right, and we run to the right, and there's a nice seam for Bryce to run through, very close to a first down.
Yeah, that's 32. As soon as he hit that thing, this is
Carson Taylor.
Yeah, this is Taylor sees it. This is more of a base block veer, as you can see right here. We're coming off one-on-one and just decoying this defensive end to stretch by not even blocking him, just trying to get outside across his face. And as he follows, it leaves a seam there.
And Carson Taylor's a big guy, 5'11", 195, only a sophomore. This time Connor Hyatt wide left on second down. Well,
that's scary out there.
The sideline says first down, so it's going to be first down and goal here.
Yeah.
First down and goal, running to the right side, getting down to about the 6-7 yard line. Not much on first down. There's Damian Lossey.
And I know right now, Coach McMahon, he was a quarterback, and he's watching when Connor went out there and lined up right then, and they're in single-man coverage with nobody high in the middle of the field, no free safety, nobody committed to any other part of the passing game. He's thinking now, I don't know whether he'll do it right here, but, boy, that is a score waiting to happen. And there goes Connor again out there all by himself, and you can see one coverage out there, and that's it.
Man
so
to man.
Let's see what happens right here.
Damian tosses left side. It's going to be easy score for Bryce Sane. He goes in untouched. Maroon Devil touchdown.
So he did the next best thing. Stretch the defender out right there. Make sure he can't make the play and pitch it back there to Bryce. So the quickest thing you can do and let him get on the corner. And with no secondary help coming up out there, that's going to be hard to defend. You can see they're all committed here. They got one playing free safety, but he's only about 8 yards deep, and there's no way he's going to get over there before Bryce gets to that edge.
Yeah, good running and good blocking out in front. Leading the way out there was Cody Long, and again, Connor sealed his man off. Now for the PAT. Here comes Gavin Lanning on. He boots this one up. It's got plenty of leg on it. And the Maroon Devils have a 14-0 lead. 9:11 to play. We're in the second quarter, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Keep it right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as Aiden Pond will get ready to kick it again. His last one was a dynamite kick right down the middle. This was going to be right down the middle again, going into the end zone. No return at all.
Yeah, he's hitting that ball a little higher, and he one-hopped that one into the end zone. I believe he likes the way he's hitting the ball right now, and he's kind of climbed up on the ball. He's not getting too far under it, and he's hitting those line drives, and those are hard to handle because unless they're kicked right at you, you're not going to handle them.
No, you can't catch it. And I'll tell you, Aiden's a big, strong kid. He's 6'4", 210, so he's got a big leg.
Yeah, I was watching him in pregame down there. I didn't realize he was that tall, and
he's big.
I walked over next to the edge of the fence and realized, man, he's a bigger kid than what I can see up here.
Yeah, he's a big, tall fella, 6'4", 210. All right, here we go. Wildcats with the football. After the touchback out to the 20, a lot of time left here in the second quarter.
Going with a one-back look right here. trying to throw a slip screen.
Ball popped up in the air. It's going to be incomplete, but those can be picked off.
Yeah, that one right there was well defended by Connor over there. He kind of smelled that, I think, the whole time.
Ian Brooks over there also.
Yeah.
He was trying to track it down, so now it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped at 9:06 to play in the second quarter.
You can see Connor get his read on that quarterback, blows right by that blocker, and he's sitting there, if he does catch it, to make that play. That was an excellent secondary play.
So this time, they're going to bring 2 to the right side for the Wildcats. They're going to run out of the shotgun. Maroon Devils with basically a 4-man front right now. The quarterback's going to run right up the gut, but a penalty flag blows the play dead.
Yeah, I don't know what happened right there. We'll see. But
another false start, I think, Coach.
Yeah, that's a lead play for the quarterback. They lead with the back and pull the backside guard. False start. Yeah, I believe it's his left tackle over here. He jumps just a little bit. He's on what we would refer to as the weak side. He's not covered by a tight end, so he flinches right here.
Yep, he did.
He and the tight end both did. And then he was anxious to get down there and get that down block so that guard could kick the defensive end out.
And I tell you, that's a big kid. Aaron Derriberry is 6'4", 310 pounds, Coach. He's
a big old boy. Right now, he sees kind of light on his hands. They're probably either going to pull him or throw the football. When you see a defensive lineman get light on his hands, there we got better contain.
Holloway throws it away.
He has to throw it away. That's what I was referring to before. You folks that are watching this on the on the screen, you can see here he wants to run this football. But now we've got a defensive end, a contained rusher out there. He's not in any hurry to get to the quarterback so that when he breaks, you can see him then break lateral with him, and all he's going to do is go try to force him to throw that football out of rhythm or sack him then.
That's it. Jake Langston played that perfectly.
Jake's been playing there a while. He's seen that monkey before. He knows he knows how that's supposed to work, and he just did not want him to get outside of it that time.
Jake Langston and Thomas Allen are playing some really good football this year.
Now here we go with our wolf look again so we can blitz a little bit off the edge.
Here we go playing it again. This time it's a corner. I tell you, Lucas Brown fought off a blocker and went out there and made that tackle. He and Ian Brooks.
Yeah, you don't have to go get him right now. That's what our players are learning. And when people are blitzing like this, and you can see a stunt down inside, and they kind of seal us up on the edge, seal the linebacker up, get Langston sealed. But you see Ian do the right thing right there. Yeah. Instead of committing upfield, come on, blocker, come to me. And I've got help outside. I know I've got help outside. And I've got to make you do something with the football. And I don't have to tackle you. Somebody else will make that play.
Ian Brooks took on 2 blockers and kind of pushed him right into Lucas Brown for the stop.
Right.
Here comes the punt, line drive. Bryce is going to take it, and he drops it. Oh, he still don't have it. It's still on the ground. It's still on the ground. Andrews might have it at the 49. It was a very loose football.
Yeah.
As 2 or 3 guys. No, we got it back. Maroon Devils got it back.
We got it back.
I think Ian Brooks might have been on it.
He did. And Ian didn't know the ball was on the ground until the Andrews player reached for it. And Ian, I think, wrestled it away from him pretty much is what happened right there. When they went on it, the Andrews player, it looks like to me, got down on top of the ball, but Ian just took it away from him. And you can do that. That's legal.
Oh, yeah. Bryce tried to take it on the fly.
Yeah.
He kind of lost the handle, tried to get it back. This time he's on the ground. The ball is still rolling around.
Yeah.
Andrews' player is right there, but Ian Brooks came out with it.
Yeah, he saw the thing pop out one time too many.
Here goes the jet sweep. Penalty flag down. This one is going to come back. And we got some good yards on the play, about 8 or 9 yards, but it's going to come back. Got motion problems.
Yeah, it was, and I think that was Grunwald then was carrying the ball, and we timed that one pretty good, but I don't know exactly. The call is
illegal motion looks like against the Maroon Devils.
I think it was because he lined up on the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure, and then came back off the line of scrimmage and went in motion. Basically, he has to line up off the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure exactly what the call is.
Yeah, he's back a little bit.
He is back. He wasn't on the line of scrimmage. I couldn't tell from up here, but no, he's. We weren't set yet. He started moving before our offensive linemen were set. That's what it was. That's why he had to slow down when he got to the.
That's it.
When he got to Damian, anyway, he went too fast.
Here we go. 1st and 15. Damian Lossy is going to run the quarterback around the right side, just outside the C gap, down to the 49-yard line. He got a pickup of about 7, almost 8 yards, with a 2nd down coming up.
I love that play out of the gun. I can't say that enough. Every time we run that, I'm telling you, that is one of the most dangerous plays in football out of this formation. And what I mean by that is it's still the option game, but you're running it downhill the whole time. It's just dangerous. It's very difficult to defend that play.
And Damian is very good at it.
Oh, yeah. He knows what he's looking for.
Second down now. We need almost 8 yards. Rolling to the right side. Damian wants to throw. Got his man. Short game. And it's going to be complete down to the 44-yard line as getting up off the ground down there. That looks like Connor Hyatt's on the receiving end.
Yeah, Connor did a good job of just going down and securing the football right here on a ball that was a little bit low, and he had to change his feet a little bit.
Kind of a sidearm pass.
Yeah, and he just went down and got it and made sure he made the reception. Didn't worry about the yards after. He just wanted to get that ball caught and get positive yardage out of it.
He's throwing that thing sidearm like Mahomes of Kansas City.
Yeah, and here we go again with Connor out there at the wide side of the field, and Andrews calls a timeout. I think Coach Phillips is seeing the same thing we are, and he's a little concerned about what might happen out here in just a minute with Connor.
6:33 to play here in the second quarter, 14-0. Maroon Devils in the lead. And, Coach, we'll keep it right here, but our Maroon Devils are going to be on the road next Friday. We go over to Transylvania County to take on the Rosman Tigers, and they're playing Cherokee tonight at Cherokee. Then 2 weeks from tonight, big game. We host Murphy right here at Swain County, and then the week after, at Robbinsville. So back-to-back key games.
Oh, yeah. Big games. It's that time of year, too. And the weather's going to start cooling down, hopefully.
Yeah.
And fall will get here, and it's going to really feel good. And I know there'll be a lot of preparation between now and then from week to week to get ready for those games. But I got to say something about Sharon Burrell tonight. Sharon called and left a message for us to wear these pink shirts we got on. Well, I didn't have one, so I'm wearing my wife's pink T-shirt, and my wife told me not to bring it back home because she'd never be able to wear it again. And I can't believe I got all my belly in this shirt, and it's not sticking out.
I'll tell you, it's a little tight, Coach. I'll say that.
Yeah,
it's a form-fitting shirt.
Yeah, it looks like it's painted on it.
But it's
pink.
Makes your arms look big.
Yeah, it's pink. Yeah, it's pink. Yeah.
It is definitely pink. But yeah, she talked you and me and Toby Burrell into wearing pink, and we're team players, so we did the best we could.
Yeah, we tried to veer play right. Yeah, we tried to do it the right way, and I think I kind of embarrassed her when I took my other shirt off because I couldn't wear it up through the crowd and let people see me with this tight shirt on, so I just put another shirt on over it and walked up here and unbuttoned that shirt and took it off, and I'm about to split out of this thing. I swear I'm going to have to cut myself out of it.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Yeah, Bob Thomas said I look very pretty in it. Okay,
I'm not sure how to take that, Coach.
Yeah. All right, we got a measurement going on here. We ran a veer play.
Short.
Veer blocked it, and then we're just trying to get the first down out of it. But I think we're short here by about a foot.
About a foot short. Got fourth down coming up, I believe.
Yeah, and this may be an instance right here for Coach Blankenship to just challenge his offense right here and go for this.
That's it. Dominate the line of scrimmage and get it.
Yeah. And I don't see them doing anything any different than what they did down on the goal line. Either they're going to run that thing right in behind Big Nick over there and let him down block or base block this thing and just give the ball to Bryce, or Damien taking it and going right straight ahead.
It's just putting a hat on a hat.
Yep.
And knocking your guy backward. And that's what we do. We run right up the A-gap for about 2 yards, and that's good offensive line surge.
Yeah, there again, just wedge block that thing, boy. And when those offensive linemen can move their feet like that, this is so much more improved than the first of the year. They've really been working on it. And you can see on the screen there, you see those shoes moving? That's offensive linemen driving their feet, and they're knocking people backwards when they do that. And it
works.
It's hard to defend something like that when those big bodies are in there shoulder to shoulder pounding on you like that.
And our smallest guy, I think, is 210 pounds. So there's a lot of beef up there.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Strong side right. We run to the left. Got the option. Damien's going to keep it. Damien down to the 30, 25. Damien to the 20, to the 15. Down in there for a big first down for the Maroon Devils.
Another great play call right here. This is a type of load option where we're using Big Nick Mills. I want to watch 75 now, the left tackle. Watch what he does. He's pulling out, and he gets up on this linebacker, and I want you to watch how long he stays on this kid. Now, all Damien's got to do is see that big 7-5 in front of him, and he's still blocking this kid. He don't care where the ball is. That's not his concern. He just continues to block. And when he can move his feet like that, folks, we're going places.
Damian Lawson limping after that play, by the way. We hope he's going to be okay as we run to the right side this time and trying to use the power back down to the 6-yard line. On the carry this time is going to be big Carson Taylor for the Maroon Devils.
Yeah, they he's got a little more lead in his pencil, and they're trying to punch that thing on down in there using a little bit more heft and weight right there. And he's a big, strong boy, and he's trying to, there again, we're trying to veer block this thing. He did it. He hit it exactly where you want to hit it. He stayed tight to that tackle's rear end, and he just scrubs right off of it. That's veer play right there.
6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4 coming up. Flipping over to the right side is going to be Thomas Allen here with the split backs. And this time, here's the toss. And Taylor is in the end zone. Touchdown, Carson Taylor and the Maroon Devils. He went in standing up. Nobody got a hand on him.
I am so impressed with our offensive lineman right now. There again, I don't want to brag on too much because he might blow it up. But watch Big Nick get down in here. Now, his job is to look for any red helmet that he sees once he starts that down block procedure. If there's nobody on the line of scrimmage, he just go. But he gets out of there so quick. We're able to hit that seam right now. I mean, real fast.
And Nick was all the way in the end zone. Leading Carson up through there. Here comes the PAT. This one's going to be low. I think it might have got over, and it did. Boy, it just barely got over the crossbar.
Yeah, I bragged on him too soon, didn't I? Yeah. But no, that was good. He got it through. That's all that matters to us right now.
It counts. Right now it's a 21-0 Maroon Devil lead. 4:08 to play in the first half. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Here we go. Aiden Pond is going to kick it in. Boy, Andrews just breathed a sigh of relief. That one took a hop at the 1-yard line. They were hoping it was going into the end zone, and it just barely did.
It just barely got in. And if it stays in, that's a live ball, as everybody knows. And I think I'd have been a little closer to it, but it did go in. So there.
That was really, really, really close with 4:08 to play here before halftime. And Coach White, as you know, it's homecoming. All the presentation and the homecoming court coming up at halftime. And Bob Thomas will take over the halftime show and introduce the homecoming court and the ladies and their escorts.
Yeah, I've been seeing them. They've been walking all over this place. I see something sparkly and they look, and it's one of those big sparkly dresses. And it's not even one of the band members was out there playing the saxophone in her big sparkly dress.
Yeah, Taylor Holt, one of our Maroon Devil Network team members, going to be in that homecoming court. This time they run to the right side. The Wildcats, the ball comes loose, but they're going to say it was down.
Yeah.
And will be blown at the 22-yard line for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that's close there. Yeah. I don't know. It may have been out. He may have got they're trying to run a power off-tackle play right here by kicking us out and leading up through. And that ball was out, folks. I hate to tell you. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any part of his body down when that ball came out. I can't say definitely, but right there you can see.
Right there his knees are not on the ground yet.
And that ball is out. Yeah.
Boy, they might have missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
2nd down and 8. Landon White coughing it up, but the Wildcats hang on to it. Back to throw is going to be Holloway. Holloway has time. Now he runs for his life, runs out of bounds for just a short yard. And one thing about it, Coach, Big Nick Millsaps again in there in the backfield. We are not giving Tucker Holloway much time to throw.
No, and he pulled it down and was running for his life right there. I am just so impressed with Nick's feet. I talked to him a year and a half ago about that. I said, man, if your feet can catch up the rest of your body, you're going to be something else. And Lord have mercy, he's starting to show it. And They're doing great things with him right now, and he knows we'll go back to that word. His potential right now is endless of what he can do with that size and as fast as he's moving his feet. I don't care how fast he can run a 40. He's moving his feet great for a lineman right now.
Well, he has the size to play at the next level. He's 6'7", 300 pounds.
That's
what the college coaches love.
Yeah, and they put him. They bring him down in the middle in this wolf front right here, and it makes he draws every double team now. He has to in this alignment with this wolf front. That's what you're expecting to happen. That's what you want to happen because they have to use 2 offensive linemen to block him not because he's just a great player, but because of the way this thing's designed that they can't run the ball out either side of the center without using a double team. They back him up, and he gets to see it coming. He knows which double team's coming, and unless this is a pass play right here, that's what you're going to see. One of these 2 guards is going to have to come down in there and help that center, and you see Nick backing up off the ball. And now he can see it. He can see both guards and the center.
5-yard penalty for motion again. This time they toss to the left side, and there's the linebacker coming up. Ian Brooks just blew that play up in the backfield for no gain. Matter of fact, a loss.
That's what's so great about this defensive scheme is you can move so many bodies from this second line position, this linebacker depth position, and do different things with them. And Ian did a great thing right there. He redirected himself once he got to the line of scrimmage rather than just to continue run up field and miss that thing completely.
Chase Hughes and Ian Brooks, big tackle. This time it's going to be Bryce Sane back to return the punt. And again, Andrews has been punting the ball really, really well. They're punting. Man, James Miller is doing a great job, and Bryce is going to let this one go, and it's going to roll down to the 42-yard line. But again, James Miller doing a good job punting for Andrews, keeping them out of what could be some really tough field position.
Yeah, that was fortunate for us. It really was, and just able to. And I hate Bryce couldn't pick that ball up, but when it's back, that last one scared him a little bit too. I think, not that he's afraid to do that because he loves to do that, but he's not. He didn't want to mishandle 2 in a row.
Yeah, turnovers can turn a game faster than anything.
Yeah.
First down and 10. Maroon Devils 2:44 to play in the first half. 21-0 lead here under a big, beautiful half moon here at Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boyce Dietz Field. Split backs again. The Veers set up. 4-man front for the Wildcats. They toss back to Taylor, and he's going to throw it. The fullback is going to throw it down the field. He's got a man wide open. Oh, we've got pass interference. And that one was very, very obvious as the defensive back didn't realize the receiver down there, Groenwald, had stopped, and the DB just ran into him unintentionally.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to kind of do it out of this toss sweep look and let him throw it, but sooner or later that was coming. I mean, you can't play one-on-one coverage out there. And the defender did exactly what he should have done right here.
Oh, yeah.
Once you realize you're beaten, man, just don't let him catch that thing. So take the 15 and live to play another series because that
was a smart play.
Yeah, it really is. And I used to tell our kids, if you feel him getting by you and that ball's already in there, go ahead and grab him. If you have to, tackle him. Don't let him catch that football.
Yeah, because instead of having the ball up inside the 20-yard line, now it's at the 43-yard line.
Right.
So huge difference.
Yeah, it's not like some of the leagues where they take it to the spot like it was caught. That didn't happen. So I would eat that 15 yards.
Here we go. Split receivers on each side. Split backs behind Damian Lossy. Tight end's going to line up strong side right against a 4-man Wildcat front again. A 4-3 look on defense. Lossy with a quarterback option, and he's going to keep it. Spin move, and he gets down inside the 34-yard line.
He's done that so much. He knows exactly. I mean, the option, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes running the option. But right here, he sees if he pitches this thing, it's probably going to go right out of bounds. So he just says, okay, let me pick up a couple of more. Let me put this spin move on him and just pick up what I can right here and take the ball down with me. So he's done this a lot.
And Coach, he picked up 4 yards on that spin move.
Yeah, just by making that one move and breaking that one tackle.
Second down and 1 now. And this time he's going to throw. Slant pattern, Connor Hyatt wide open down the middle of the field. Man-to-man coverage, no way.
That's been sitting there, and I know Coach McMahon's had that under. It's like being a bee under his hat. He's been wanting to do that ever since he saw this alignment. And what you can't see on the screen right here is that there is one-on-one coverage out there, and you can see he just split. He beat that corner inside so fast that he didn't have a chance.
Nope. No chance at all. And, boy, that's a tough play to try to guard man-to-man.
Yeah.
When he runs that slant.
And here's the thing about it. If you got a right-handed quarterback, you can only run it to the right. We tried to go, and only time you can run it to the other side is you got a left-handed quarterback. It's just too hard for them to get their shoulders around to throw that ball right there. But Damon did a great job with the play fake. Kept his body down where nobody could see the ball, and then pops up and hits Connor coming right across the middle.
Great job. 1:51 to play. 28-0 Maroon Devils. We'll keep it right here. As again, Connor Hyatt. Nice route. Nice pass from Damian Lossy. And the Maroon Devils right now in control here before halftime.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, we do a good job of keeping the line of scrimmage blocked. And we didn't even run block it, just fake the veer look, pop up, and throw it.
And execution right now is the key.
Mm-hmm. It sure is, and that's as bad as you can't execute that particular play any better than that right there.
No, that was well played.
Yeah.
So right now the Maroon Devils getting ready to kick it off to the Wildcats, and what should be their final possession here before halftime on homecoming night. Don't forget, Maroon Devils at Rosman next Friday night. 2 weeks from tonight, Murphy coming to town. 3 weeks we'll be at Robbinsville. Another month we'll be hosting the Gladiators. Then the final regular season game November 8th at Hayesville before the playoffs get underway on November 15. But you got to play them one at a time.
One at a time.
Here comes the kick. This one, good kick, taken out the 12-yard line. Out to the 15, out to the 20, out across the 25. Good return. Andrews has good return people.
Yeah, they do. And that young man took the ball, and he went straight up the middle. He chose the shortest distance to try to pop that thing, and he was going to get everything he could get. They've got the ball in pretty good field position, but you can sense a little bit of the air coming out of them now that with 28 points riding on their back here.
That was Gage Gillespie, not the biggest guy at 5'8", 155, but a good return man. Number 3 as he splits out wide to the left side this time for the Wildcats. 1st and 10. 1:47 to play before halftime as they line him up in the split backs. Quarterback Tucker Holloway, the junior, 6'3", under center. Turns and hands off, a little counter, and they run out across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, there's a counter trap looking play right there to try to get linebacker movement going one way. They pull the backside guard, bring him over the top. He actually wanted to kick this defensive end out. And by the defensive end play right there, was unable to do so, and he had to cut it back up in there a little sooner than he wanted to, and he got finished off by the linebackers.
Good work by Jake Langston and Connor McCoy in there on that play this time. Flipping to the right side for the Wildcats is going to be Samuel Wood. They're tight end. They run to the right side over there behind Sam, but can't find any room, and they're going to lose a couple here with 1 minute to play before halftime.
That was a great play inside right there. And there again, you can watch the linebacker play. He sees these guards pulling, and he just feels the backside alley.
Wow.
He's not waiting for him to cut it up in there. When he sees that movement going, he knows there's no backside blockers for him. So all he's got to do is penetrate and make that play.
That was Chase Hughes in there, and he just blew that play up.
Yeah.
And now there's a timeout on the field, and referees and the players get some water here with a minute to play before halftime. But as you mentioned, Coach, the Smoky Mountain Conference is, there's just you can't take any nights off.
Well, and no more than we've played right now. I mean, let's face facts and look at what's going on in the conference. There's 3 front runners right now as far as everybody's concerned. Now, like you say, any given night, anything can happen. And if you play the game the way you're supposed to and you're not your own worst enemy, then it's going to boil down to those three teams finishing first, second, or third in the conference in any order.
Oh, no doubt about that. And, of course, what was it, just a couple of years ago, I think we had a 3-way tie for first.
Oh, yeah. And that could very easily happen again. It doesn't that fact never goes away. And it only happens with everybody with one loss.
Yeah.
So.
And that year it was Cherokee, Murphy, and Swain.
Yeah.
And but this year, of course, Cherokee not in the running. They're struggling some, rebuilding. Third down now. Third down and 8 for the Wildcats.
Coming again. Yeah. Yep.
Trying to cut it outside as a quarterback, and he has some pretty quick feet out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Might have had a late hit in there, not intentional, but rolling in a little bit late in there on quarterback Tucker Holloway.
I think that's what the call's going to be. I hope it's not targeting and something bad happens right here. But
I think we just got a body roll in on top of him a little late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal foul. Yeah, just a late hit. So
yeah, it wasn't intentional, but we could see his body just rolled up on the play.
Yeah.
After the whistle. And right there at the end of that play.
And there again, if you're going to play aggressive defense, you're going to eat some of those.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want them, but you can't tell. You want them to put the brakes on sometimes, but I've never coached a player that I had to tell him to slow down much. It was always get there faster, get there harder, and
that's it.
Very seldom do you have to slow them down.
That's it. Get there. Matter of fact, get there fast and hard.
Got a corner blitz this time, and they got a hot call. And wow,
the receiver didn't see it.
He did not see it, and that defender almost, if he could have got his head around, that would have been a pick six. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
That we ran a corner blitz off over here, and for a split second, the receiver was wide open, but the free safety was making his break on the ball at the same time. So.
Yeah, Gage Gillespie, the intended receiver,
yeah.
he was still running and didn't look back for the ball when it came his way.
Right.
This time Gage lines up far right, and the Wildcats have 2 wide to the right side. 48 seconds to play before halftime. 2nd down and 10 now. One of the first times they've been in Maroon Devil territory as they hand off to the right side. And not much room to run through because Ian Brooks over there and Charlie Lambert really turned that play back inside.
Yeah, they were trying to run a veer play right here and get that thing to the corner. And by taking that tackle on right there, that frees the linebacker up. He can literally take a downhill run into that alley and make that play right there. And he does exactly what he's supposed to do.
This should be the final play of the first half. With a 28-0 lead, Wildcats split backs. They toss to the left side. Penalty flag down on the carry. Down to the 41-yard line is going to be Gage Gillespie, but a penalty flag may bring it down, and that'll stop the clock with 13 seconds to play. And we got a chop block against the Wildcats on that play. And that'll mess up what was a decent gain on the left side run.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the block occurred. I never did see it, but not real if it happened in the line of scrimmage. Yeah, right there against Nick. There's that double team I was talking about.
Yep, under Nick.
And and you can't hit him low and then one hit him high. If you both go in there, you got to be high or low, but you can't do one or the other. And they're having to do that with Nick in that position. When we get in that wolf front and he's backed up off that ball like that, he's reading that whole thing and he can see the movement and he starts moving with it. And you have to block it that way. You just can't double him high and low like that.
4th down and 4 now. Wildcats with the final play of the first half. Clock running. They're going to have to hurry. They get it snapped. And trying to throw. Holloway is going to tuck it and run. He has some room over on the sideline, but he's going to run out of bounds, and he's going to run out of clock. And that'll take us to halftime. The clock is empty. 28-0. First half lead for the Maroon Devils against one of our old buddies, James Phillips and Matt Manley and all those guys for the Andrews Wildcats over there. Kind of the battle of Nantahala Gorge, if you will, Coach. They're on one end, we're on the other.
That's right.
Stay tuned. We'll be back as Bob Thomas will take over probably by the time we get back. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back, so stay with us here. Halftime for homecoming is coming up here on the Maroon Devils after this timeout.
Flegel, Cadet Second Lieutenant Chris Cruzio, Cadet Chief Master Sergeant Nick Sawyer, Cadet Senior Airman Amy Lafferty, Cadet Technical Sergeant Ethan Messer, and Cadet Technical Sergeant Carson Keeling. Again, thank you to Tuscola Air Force Junior ROTC Drill Team for assisting with tonight's homecoming. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2019 Swain High Homecoming. Introducing the court for 2019. Freshman representative is Tanijah Lillard, a freshman, daughter of Charmaine and Steve Sutton of the Wolftown community of Cherokee. Tanijah's school activities include cheerleading, wrestling, and track. After graduating high school, Tanijah plans to attend college and pursue a career in nursing. She may also participate in athletics in college. Tanijah is escorted by freshman Gabe Lillard, her brother. Ladies and gentlemen, the freshman representative, Tanijah Lillard, escorted by her brother, Gabe Lillard. Freshman representative, Ms. Kendra Parton, daughter of Kristen Parton and Brandon Wiggins of Bryson City. Kendra attends Victory Baptist Church, where she volunteers for the food drive and preparing Christmas gifts for the nursing home. She's a member of HOSA and the vocal ensemble at Swain High. After graduation, Kendra plans to go to college to become a forensic anthropologist. Kendra is escorted by senior Cameron Wiggins, her brother, son of Brandon Wiggins and Jennifer Howard of Bryson City. Freshman representative is Kendra Parton, escorted by Cameron Wiggins. And now the sophomore representatives. First is Miss Maisie Helpman, daughter of Jeff and Jody Helpman of the Franklin Grove community. She attends and volunteers at the Grove Church. Maisie's school activities include badminton club, Spanish club, indigenous culture club, and puzzle club, JV volleyball, varsity basketball, varsity softball, and track. Maisie was all conference in basketball and received honorable mention for all Western North Carolina. She broke the record of most accumulated points for a freshman during the 2018-19 season. After high school, Maisie hopes to get a basketball scholarship and continue her education, pursuing a career in interior architecture or interior design. Maisie is escorted by freshman Cannon Helpman, her brother. Ladies and gentlemen, sophomore representative Maisie Helpman, escorted by Cannon Helpman. Sophomore representative is Chloe Lambert, daughter of Heather Sanook and Willie Lambert of the Birdtown community. She's an active member in our church youth group, volunteers helping in children's church, and also volunteers at Solly Care Center. She's a member of HOSA, a varsity cheerleader, and she also plays soccer. After high school, Chloe plans to attend NC State University and study veterinary science. Chloe is escorted by sophomore Jonah Edwards, son of Jesus Martinez Sandoval, and resides in the Birdtown community of Cherokee. Ladies and gentlemen, sophomore representative is Chloe Lambert, escorted by Jonah Edwards. Sophomore representative is Isabel Lambert, daughter of Heather Sanook and Willie Lambert of the Birdtown community. She's an active member in her church youth group, volunteers helping in children's church, and also volunteers at Solly Care Center. Isabel is a member of HOSA. She's a varsity cheerleader and plays soccer. After high school, Isabel plans to attend Wake Forest University and study medicine. Isabel is escorted by sophomore Abram Thomas, son of Brian and Jennifer Thomas of the Toothala community. Ladies and gentlemen, sophomore representative, Miss Isabel Lambert, escorted by Abram Thomas. Junior representative, Miss Summer Davis, daughter of Vicki Davis and Richard Ivins of the Alarka community. She's frequently involved with the Smoky Mountain Community Theater. She's a part of the competition musical theater group from Music Works Studio of Performing Arts. Summer has been co-drum major for the Swain High Marching Band for the last 2 years. She's also involved in Project Endeavor, Project Discovery, the National Honor Society, and a member of the Student Lighthouse team. She plans to attend a 4-year university and receive her degree in criminology and sociology. Summer is escorted by junior Ethan James, son of Rowley and Heather James of Whittier. Ladies and gentlemen, junior representative, Miss Summer Davis, escorted by Ethan James. Junior representative, Miss Kiana Stevenson, daughter of Travis and Carla Stevenson of the Grassy Branch community. She attends Mount Zion Baptist Church and is active in the youth group. Kiana is employed at Soda Pops. She's a New Century Scholar, a member of the National Honor Society, Project Discovery, and FCA. After high school, Kiana plans to obtain a 4-year degree and go to Campbell University of Pharmacy and Health Sciences to become a pharmacist. Kiana is escorted by freshman Blake Sane, son of Jay and Jill Sane of the Collins Creek community, Swain County. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kiana Stevenson, escorted by Blake Sane. Junior representative, Miss Jessie Terrazas, daughter of Minon Parker of Cherokee. Her school activities include the debate club, history club, Project Discovery, and throwing in track and field. After high school, Jessie plans to attend culinary school and hopes to own a bakery. Jessie is escorted by junior James Posey. James is the son of Plato and Kathy Posey of the Alarka community. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Terrazas, escorted by James Posey. Now the senior representatives. First is Miss Taylor Bree Holt, daughter of Kim and Joe Holt of Silva. She's a competitive dancer at Triple Threat Performing Arts Academy. She attends St. Mary's Catholic Church and works at Backwoods Bakery and Polar Express. Taylor is the voice of the Maroon Devil Network. Her school activities include choreographer for the school musicals, National Honor Society, Ensemble, World Fusion Dance Club, Cinema Club, Photography Club, and was a dancer on Color Guard. After high school, Taylor plans to go to a 4-year university to study communications and broadcasting and minor in dance. Taylor is escorted by senior Emiliano Zavala, son of Teresa Gomez Moran of Bryson City. Senior representative, Ms. Taylor Bree Holt, escorted by Emiliano Zavala. Senior representative, Miss Hope Long, daughter of Sheila Connor and the late Ronnie Long of the Toe String community. Hope's community activities include membership with the Cherokee Youth Council and Junaluska Leadership Council. Her school activities include Project Endeavor, National Honor Society, HOSA, the History Club, Indigenous Culture Club, cheer, track, and she's assisted with the blood drive. After high school, Hope would like to attend a four-year university and eventually become a pediatrician. Hope is escorted by senior Elijah Bassett, son of Krim and Jeff Bassett of Socoa. Ladies and gentlemen, senior representative Ms. Hope Long, escorted by senior Elijah Bassett. Senior representative Ms. Melly Myers, daughter of Amanda and Denise Thompson and Daniel Myers of the Birdtown community of Cherokee. Her school activities include HOSA, the Prom Committee, Indigenous Culture Club, History Club, softball, and indoor track. She's a member of the Cherokee Youth Council. She has hosted a blood drive and volunteers at Elders Day and at Dora Reed. After high school, Melly plans to attend Mississippi State University and study medicine. Melly is escorted by sophomore Adam Cotterman, son of Rebecca Crow, and also the grandson of Nikki Moore of the Birdtown community of Cherokee. Ladies and gentlemen, senior representative Ms. Melly Myers, escorted by Adam Cotterman. Our next senior representative is Ms. Kiara Shook, daughter of Tom and Dorinda Shook of Bryson City. She attends Arlington Baptist Church. Her school activities include Upward Bound, New Century Scholars, Project Endeavor, Student Council Treasurer, National Honor Society President, Interact, Lighthouse, Yearbook, FCA, and she also plays softball. After high school, Kiara plans to attend NC State University, majoring in aerospace engineering, and one day hopes to work for NASA. Kiara is escorted by senior T.J. Schuler, son of Jeremy and Allie Schuler of the Deep Creek community. Ladies and gentlemen, senior representative Ms. Kiara Shook, escorted by T.J. Schuler. And next, senior representative Ms. Rianne Stokes, daughter of Amanda Stokes Wade and Brian Wade of the Barkers Creek community in Jackson County. Rianne's school activities include National Honor Society, Project Discovery, Project Endeavor, HOSA. She also plays soccer. After high school, Rianne plans to attend WCU's ribbon program to obtain a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. Rianne is escorted by senior Jesus Salsa, son of Leticia and Domingo Salsa of Bryson City. Senior representative Ms. Rianne Stokes, escorted by Jesus Salsa. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 homecoming court of Swain County High School. Each year, homecoming is sponsored by the Swain County High School Student Council and advisor Mr. Bill Reynolds. Joining him at midfield is Principal Sonia Blankenship and last year's homecoming queen Savannah Clure. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's maid of honor is Miss Summer Davis. escorted by Ethan James. Presenting her sash, Principal Sonia Blankenship, and the crown by last year's Queen, and the bouquet by Mr. Bill Reynolds. Congratulations, this year's Maid of Honor, Miss Summer Davis, escorted by Mr. Ethan James. And now, the announcement of the 2019 Homecoming Queen of Swain County High School. She is Miss Kiara Shook, escorted by Mr. T.J. Schuler. Homecoming Queen, Miss Kiara Shook, escorted by T.J. Schuler. Congratulations to each class's representatives. To the Maid of Honor, Miss Summer Davis, escorted by Ethan James. And this year's Queen, Miss Kiara Shook, escorted by T.J. Schuler. Let's hear it for the Homecoming Court of 2019, the Royalty, Maid of Honor, and the Queen. And we appreciate the job that the Student Council does each year with the homecoming activities. Student Council Advisor, Mr. Bill Reynolds. Congratulations to all.
JV cheerleaders on to
Anybody on? Anybody on?
This year, winning ticket number is 0591.
Anybody on?
Again, the winning ticket for the JV Cheerleaders 50-50 raffle, 059104. You may claim the money.
Anybody on?
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call. I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
Fans, welcome back on a Friday night homecoming. We'll tell you about the Queen and Maid of Honor here in just a second. But right now, the Wildcats will kick it off to the Maroon Devils. And boy, do they ever kick it. Holy moly, this thing's going all the way back in the end zone. Bryce Sin is going to bring it literally out of the end zone, out to the 25, 30. He's got some room, 40. Uh-oh, he's got
gone.
one man to beat
I
him.
don't know.
It's the
He
kicker.
might not beat him. Yeah.
And that was Tucker Holloway, the quarterback.
Yeah.
That was a great tackle. Now, that was a touchdown-saving tackle.
If it'd been anybody else, that was a touchdown. And that's Bryce's thing right there. We know that. He knows it. Andrew should know it. And, so far, we've seen people kick it away from him most of the time, and I honestly, if I was trying to play against Bryce, I would try my best to kick it away from him. I would not want him to have that ball in his hands like that.
And Tucker Holloway did a pretty good job fighting off a blocker to make the touchdown-saving tackle down at the 33-yard line, but Bryce was off and running, and here we go, first down and 10, split backs, Damian under center. And it's going to be just a spin move, and he tosses it out there on the option, and that is Bryce on that carry for a couple of yards down to the 29-yard line. And, Coach, in the first half, or check that for the homecoming this year, Kiera Shook was the homecoming queen for 2019, and Summer Davis was the maid of honor. Congratulations, Kiera Shook and Summer Davis. Summer, by the way, the daughter of West Principal Vicki Davis. So, way to go, ladies.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I tell you what, it's something else to see all that. Like I said earlier, it just all of a sudden the place gets glittered up out there with those dresses these young ladies wear. And it's a sight to behold.
Hey, those gowns are something else. Here comes the fullback, this time on one of the few carries tonight for Ian Brooks. But Brooks carries for a first down to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, and there again, I can't stop talking about these offensive lines. Right guard, 51. Chase Hughes. Watch this right here now. When he is simply driving his feet. He doesn't care where that football is. That's not his concern, and he is literally tagging up on these people and running his feet. And this is something that's it doesn't come to these players automatically. It's something that has to be coached into them. And there again, same thing.
This time, Bryce Sain on the carry as he upends down to about the 11-yard line. Going to bring up, looks like a second down and just a short 2. But a nice run just again right over the B gap here and got into the secondary. But a good tackle up there by Tucker Holloway.
And what happens is when you run the ball to the corner as much as we have, we're using influence blocks now. You can see our tackles are blocking outside as much as they're blocking down, and that's creating as many running lanes, and they're really not going to block anyone. They're just influencing that defensive end and making him read them.
And that was Bryce Sain picking up the first down as he carries down inside the 8-yard line. First down and goal from the 8 now. Just underway in the third quarter, 10 minutes to play, a 28-0 lead for the Maroon Devils.
Yeah, Coach McMahon is switching it up on them by veer blocking and influence blocking them by simply stretching these defensive ends and these defensive tackles.
Single coverage again. This time Lossy carries down to the 5-yard line for a 3-yard gain. But again, he's spreading out those wide receivers way out there for single man-to-man.
Yeah, I don't think Coach McMahon's done with that yet. He's hit them. He's hurt them a couple of times with it in that look. But if he needs it, he can always come back to it because they are packing people in the box now. And the closer it gets to the goal line, the tighter they get in there. So, it's up to him what he wants to call. But it's always there if he needs it.
And the big guy up there in the middle, up there on the tackle, that's Brawley Stillwell, and he is a big guy, 6'2", 310 pounds. He's anchoring that nose guard position. And here we go now with a second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Hand off, looks like Damian Loss is going to keep it, and he does as he goes in the end zone for the touchdown.
Quarterback belly play. This is a hat on a hat. Fake the veer. Let the dive back, who is normally the dive back, block the linebacker, and you can see right there Ian goes up in there. He's not worried about getting that football. He knows he's not going to get the football, but he gives it enough of a fake, and his eyes are right on that linebacker the whole way, and he knocks him back into the end zone, and in we go.
Hey, that works as Connor Hyatt will hold on the PAT. The kick is up, has plenty of leg under it, and it's going to be good. So on the first drive, it's a 35-0 lead. 9:06 to play, third quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. All right.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.
Them down, no matter where they go.
Fans, here we go as the Maroon Devils will kick it back to the Wildcats. Aiden Pond will kick it off. And again, getting back there, getting ready to return. The Wildcats have some pretty good return men as they've been doing a good job here tonight. And this one is going to be going into the end zone. So, again, Gage Gillespie just kind of watches it roll out of the end zone, Coach, and no return. And it'll be a touchback at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and he's booting it right between them right now and hitting that line drive. So when that ball hits the ground, it's going in the end zone. But it may stop one of these times. Andrews' return people better be on their toes about that.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it's so hard to field a line drive punt in the air. It's
a kickoff or punt.
Thing.
Yeah,
it is dangerous. Andrews got a man in motion, a little counter play, misdirection to the left side, out there for a 3-yard pickup. Wildcats hand off, and this time looks like on the carry as they all untangle over there.
Yeah, this is an old wing. There again, this is a wing T play. They're going to fake that fullback trap, and they're going to run the trap with the wing back there. They're not in split backs as much as they're in a broken wing T.
And that time on the carry was their fullback, and we haven't seen him a whole lot tonight.
Right.
Gavin Wilson, 5'9", 160-pounder, who's run for 487 yards and 8 touchdowns on the year, but not much running tonight.
No, and here they are going back to more wing T stuff. That's basically what's called a buck trap or buck sweep, either one. You don't know which one it is until they try to get to the edge. But there again, they're having a heck of a hard time trying to block our defensive linemen.
Yeah.
And when you've got defensive linemen that are reacting like ours are and not getting knocked off the football and staying on the line of scrimmage, and there's Big Nick again, they got their hands full with him. They're not able to do much with him at all.
Landon White on that carry. Again, Nick Millsap's coming up there, and he had a little help over there from Cody Long.
Yeah, and what they're learning to do now is read these blockers better as time goes.
This time, not much room again. Matter of fact, maybe a yard gain by the Wildcats as, again, they go back to the fullback, Gavin Wilson.
Yeah, this is the linebacker play here. He gets a good read on this thing. He sees the ball coming in that B-gap alley, and he's unblocked. Nobody can block him in that configuration right there, and he knows it, so he can fill that alley in a hurry.
Man, Charlie Lambert just came through there untouched, as you mentioned, Coach, and just lowered the boom.
Yeah, Charlie's a good tackler. Charlie don't miss many tackles, and that's why he's playing there.
Coming on, it's going to be James Miller to punt it away. High snap, he pulls it down. Line drive punt, end over end. Bryce is going to field it on the fly at the 40-yard line. Cuts outside of the 45. Penalty flag down. He's into Wildcat territory, but I'm afraid it's probably going to come back on a holding call on the punt return team.
Yeah, and I'm not real sure exactly where it happened.
Yeah, it was right out there, I think, about midfield.
Yeah, it must have been when they were trying to get downfield to cover. Somebody must have grabbed a jersey or grabbed an arm and not let him get downfield. So that can get one call back in a hurry. Right there, good not to block in the back, and Ian's going to make sure that he's not tackled from behind. So I'm not real sure.
Right there is where the flag comes in.
It must have happened right in there somewhere.
Yep, on the return. And so the Maroon Devils from the 47 will back up now on the holding call to the 37-yard line. First down and 10 with 7 minutes to play. Here in this third quarter on homecoming night. Again, congratulations to homecoming queen Kiera Shook, a senior, and the maid of honor, junior Summer Davis. Young ladies, congratulations on a wonderful night here. Homecoming is always a lot of fun. Handoff to the right side. Maroon Devils with Bryce Sane. Blockers out in front to the 45-50 into the Wildcat territory to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, just a fundamental play out of that gun set right here. This is everybody in America is just about running this play. Who's getting the gun? Pulling both those guards, one to kick out, one to lead up. And you see Bryce right there following that second guard, and then he realizes, I've got grass out here. And he, being a running back, he knows how to find that grass. He can see it out of the corner of his eye, and he gets in it.
And he is so quick.
Yeah, he makes that move in a hurry. Here again, same play to the other side. Exact same play. This time he cuts it up. Now, that's the difference right there. He's reading those blockers. He sees the kick-out block happen as that lead guard gets there to make that kick-out block right there. And then you see Chase Hughes, he's up onto the linebacker, and he just follows him right up in there.
Yep, he and Cody Long, and that's a 9-yard pickup going the other way.
Yeah, anybody that runs out of a gun set right there, that's a fundamental play.
Bryce Sane on the night, 11 carries, 77 yards. So he is adding to his total here tonight, and he is right up there in the neighborhood with Spencer McCoy now. And again, those guys up front. Here comes a reverse. On the carry this time is going to be, looks like Groenwald, and he's going to take it all the way to the house for the Maroon Devils on that reverse, and I'm not sure anybody saw that one coming, Coach.
No, didn't, and that's kind of a put-away play right there, and I believe there's a flag being thrown over on the far sideline, so I don't know exactly what that's all about, but we'll see right here. It looked to me like, and that's one way to get you got an athlete like Grunwald out here, out here in all this grass, and he's coming across. We tried to jet sweep with him, and we didn't get set, and we got that one called back, and now here he has another big gainer, and it's going to get called back.
Yeah, he took that one all the way to the house, and but it's all going to come back all the way back to the 45-yard line, and boy, that hurts going from 6 points on the scoreboard to back near midfield. Man.
Yeah, I wasn't watching. I still don't know what the call was, but that's irrelevant now. It was called back. So,
yeah.
But the thing is that he's these are plays you work on, and you don't get a chance to run them. It's not like you're trying to run the score up, but you got to have an opportunity to get the ball in that receiver's hands, and other than throw it to him, then you hand it off to him.
Here's Connor Hyatt throwing, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Lucas Brown, down on the right sideline as Connor is now playing at quarterback for the Maroon Devils with 5.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Connor's got an arm. We all know that, and he unleashes this thing right here. He's sprinting out, and he's got blockers in front of him. He's got time, and he just uncorked it a little too far.
Yeah, that adrenaline is kicking right now.
Yeah, that first pass like that, he turned that loose. I think he was trying to drill it more than what he did, but it got away from him.
Gage Jones in at one receiver. Also in there is going to be, again, Donovan Groenwald. And also wide to the right side now is Bryce Sane, but we've got a timeout. Maroon Devils not sure right now with a new quarterback and a couple of new wrinkles in on offense. And while they call a timeout with 5:36 to go in the third, we'll take a break. We'll be back here on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Tradition lives in the Smoky Mountain Conference. 3rd down and 15, Maroon Devils. Connor Hyatt back to throw. Pump fakes. Now he's going for it, and he overthrows everybody. So it's going to bring up now 4th down and 15 from the 45-yard line.
Yeah, called timeout to get the personnel right, and I think we still had a little mix-up in our routes right there. But I'm pretty sure Connor just hung that one out there and said, go get it if you can. If not, it's not going to hurt us. It's not going to be picked off. So
Damian Lossy is going to come in to punt. And the Wildcats will have a couple of guys back deep. Dropping back there right now is going to be Cade Vaughn.
Yeah, and you know, I talk about these linemen a lot. Been talking about them tonight, but you got people like Cody Long. He plays guard out there, and he's a great offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Now he's the long snapper on these punts, and we've not missed a snap that I know of in a long time.
Oh yeah, all year.
And all year, and he's you got players out there that can do those types of things for you. That does nothing but help your team, and then he has the confidence and of his teammates. I mean, his teammates know he's capable of doing all these things.
And he is. He's a player. 5'11", 215-pound senior, and plays linebacker on defense and left guard on offense, and does both very well.
Oh, yeah. You dream about being able to coach players like that as a coach, just having players that are multi-purpose. You can do many different things with them.
And, boy, those are few and far between, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Here come the Wildcats, 1st down and 10, 5:21 to play here in quarter number 3 as they run to the right side for a couple of yards out to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and Cody was talking about Cody Long. He's got a nose for that football, and he knows where to go. All he has to do is watch a blocking scheme. He doesn't have to see the ball, and he's getting there. And you can see him do it right here because as he sees the way they're trying to block this thing right here, and he feels that movement, you can see him. He's over the top in his alley right there, and then he doesn't see the football at all. All he knows, he's going to run into it if he trusts his instincts and gets there.
And there's about 4 guys all around that football. And that's one thing we're seeing a lot of, Coach. We don't really see a lot of just solo tackles anymore.
It's gang tackling, and that's there again as a coach. Boy, that makes you feel good.
Quarterback throws, tried to hit his tight end down there on the left side, overthrows him, incomplete.
Yeah,
but again, good penetration.
Yeah, when you're getting after him like this right here, and we've got some young players out there right now moving around on the field. But
here comes Big Nick after him.
Yeah, Nick's been after him all night long. Yeah, he wasn't sure what to do with that football. The quarterback wasn't, because if he'd have tried to put that ball in there any closer, that thing would have been picked off.
Yeah. It was a lot of traffic in that area.
Yeah.
4:33 to play, 3rd quarter. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. 3rd down now for the Wildcats. They need 8. They run 3 wide, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Split backs on either side of the quarterback now. Has got a penalty flag down, and I'm afraid the Wildcats are going to back up 5 more with a false start here.
Yeah, we weren't lined up good on defense yet, and that's probably a big break for us. But we were trying to get our alignments right and our call right here, and you can see Chase. He's trying to figure out exactly what kind of formation they're in and make his adjustments as a defensive lineman.
Yeah, you can see Jake Langston pointing like, hey, we got something wrong here.
Yeah.
And they knew it, didn't they?
Yeah, they knew it right away. Didn't look exactly right.
So now we're going to go again with that wolf front here, Coach.
Yeah.
And now Thomas
Allen
checks in at linebacker.
Yeah.
And right beside him, of course, is Cody Long, the guy we were talking about a moment ago. Back to throw, Tucker Holloway. He's rolling around in the end zone, throws it down the right sideline, intercepted. But what did he catch it in bounds?
He caught it. Yep.
That was Thomas Allen on the pick.
Yeah, he was trying to throw this ball away. He really was.
He was.
Thomas was sitting in his zone coverage out there. You can see him. This is the play before here. But after this play, the very next play, instead of blitzing him out of this front, Coach Blankenship drops him into coverage, into that curl to flat coverage. And when he gets there and the quarterback tries to throw it away because the pressure's coming from the outside from a different player this time, and as he throws this thing up, it gets picked.
Yeah, he was literally in his own end zone before he tried to throw it away, and now the Maroon Devils come back running it on the ground around the left side.
Yeah, went back to the traditional veer play. Veer blocked it, no influence block.
And got a player shaking up. Looks like it may be he just lost his shoe over there on the far side. And that's Bryce Sane.
Yeah, old Bryce, he threw a shoe. Yeah.
He's so fast he ran out of his shoes.
Yeah.
And again, Connor Hyatt is staying in at quarterback. Bryce stays in at one running back. Out here wide right is going to be Lucas Brown. Or check that. Yep. So he cuts back inside.
Yep.
But short gain on second down.
Now that's the outside veer look right there with the tight ends down blocking with the tackle. They're trying to combo up from there up to the linebacker. And you can see right here what the running lane is right off that tight end's rear pad. And we're a little wide right there. We need to hit that just a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage, and it'll fit on up in there.
Just a short gain for Bryce. And again, good to see Connor Hyatt getting some reps because you never know when he may need to step in at quarterback. This time he runs the option. He's going to run, and he runs into the end zone.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Maroon Devils with 3:07 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, simple inside veer option. Connor knows what to do with the football. He's been a quarterback before, and you can see the influence block right here by the tackle. And he pulls the ball, and he's got a running lane right on the corner right there with that tackle blocking the defensive end face to face.
That's big Colby Kirkland, and he held his block and had plenty of time for Connor.
Yeah, that's all he's got to do is just stay with that block. He doesn't. Everybody else is making decisions for him. All he's got to do is face to face that defensive lineman.
This PAT is going to be no good. No. So our score will be 41-0 with 3:07 to play here in quarter number 3. Fans, stay with us. We've got more football coming up in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as Maroon Devils will kick you back to the Wildcats now. Still plenty of time. 3:07 to play. Quarter number 3 as Aiden Pond will kick this one all the way back to the 5-yard line. It's going to be dropped and picked up, bringing it back to the 10 and in trouble at the 12-yard line. Good open field tackle down there by the Maroon Devils. That looks like Robert Green all the way down the field for a solo shot.
Yeah, he ran right to him, and as the return man came, neither one of them slowed down. And buddy, they made real contact right there in the middle, dead middle of the field. So, and Coach Burrow just informed me that it's been 11 straight quarters of scoreless football against the Maroon Devils, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
That's saying a whole lot.
Especially in this conference.
Yeah.
Talking about scores, I understand Robbinsville winning their game easily tonight, 42-7, the score in their ball game, as they're taking on, I believe, let's see, are they playing Rosman tonight, or is it Hayesville? I know I've got a sheet here somewhere, but I've lost all my notes. But I know they were playing. I know there was a big one between Hayesville, Cherokee, and Rosman had a tight one going on. There we go. Robbinsville and Hayesville, 42-7. Robbinsville in the lead, and Rosman and Cherokee got a close one going on. But right here, 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Wildcats will take over here with a 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard gain on first down on the ground.
You got a lot of younger players out there right now, with some of the more experienced players still out there kind of sailing the ship, as to say, steering it anyway. You got to leave a couple of them out there to make sure everybody gets lined up properly and you're doing the right things.
Colby Taylor, one of those new linebackers in for the Maroon Devil defense. Linebackers stepping up in the gaps here, trying to see where the ball is going, and they get to it in a hurry as the Wildcats run to the left side.
Yeah, and they're just having a hard time getting our people blocked. We've come so far with these defensive linemen right now, and the way they're taking on block, and you could see that right there. When you start knocking offensive linemen backwards on the snap of the football, good things are going to happen for you, and bad things are going to happen to them.
And that was Chase Hughes, one of those linemen, 6'2", 260-pound senior. And Chase has had a really good season as well.
Yeah, he's finally figured out exactly what he can do with himself, and it's really showing.
And he can do a lot. This time the defensive end moves him back over right there over the left tackle. They toss it to the right side this time. And again, coming up, good penetration over there. Nick Millsaps and company on the left side, stringing that play all the way out.
And there again, Cody Long, he sees the blocking scheme. He sees these pullers, and watch him feel in behind them. He's running right upfield. He knows exactly. He doesn't have to, like there again, he doesn't have to see the football. He knows it's there. He just got to get there and make that play, and he does. And that's as good a linebacker play as you're going to see.
Outstanding play over there, getting over there again. Thomas Allen, Cody Long, Chase Hughes and company, and Big Nick right now out of the lineup for the defensive front. And now the Wildcats put it away. Oh, they kind of shank one a little bit, but they get a heck of a roll all the way down to the 46, and it's going to be picked up by one of our new return men back to the 44 of Andrews, and that's going to be 16, Gage Jones. But again, Andrews got a good break with that punt, taking a huge roll.
Yeah, and the center short hopped the ball back there to the punter. He just barely did get this one off.
Did a heck of a job talking about James Miller.
Yeah, he just picked it up. And what you're supposed to do if it's mishandled like that is just get rid of the football. Get it upfield as quickly as you can.
Well, we can see there is 10. There is a 14-yard roll for the Andrews punt now with the final 46 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And we're going to see some new faces out there in some spots. Going wide left is going to be Groenwald. Coming wide right is going to be Robert Green. And we've got, looks like Bryce Sane in the backfield along with Colby Taylor. Oh, it's going to be 32. So we got the Taylor brothers. 32 Carson Taylor, 34 Colby Taylor.
All right.
And they're both big boys. Carson 5'11", 195. Colby 5'10", 190. About the same size. Got plenty of power.
Yeah, and that's a good combination to have back there. And I would say the plan is right now for Coach Blankenship and Coach McMahon is keep its ball on the ground. Just keep running the football now and try to keep the ball away from Andrews as long as possible.
Hey, that's it. Keep the ball away. And Bryce Sane right now has 2,290 yards. He has moved past Spencer McCoy on the all-time running list and is now 12 yards behind Blake Wright on the all-time list. And we'll talk more about that later, but right now that's the end of the third quarter. We're going to go to quarter number 4 with a 41-0 Maroon Devil lead. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
One quarter left to play for Homecoming 2019. Again, our homecoming queen, Kiara Shook, a senior, and the maid of honor tonight, Summer Davis. And congratulations to those young ladies. I know that's always a special night for those young ladies that they will never forget. And here come the Carson brothers, or the Taylor brothers, rather, down inside the 30-yard line with a big run of about 18 yards.
That's Veer, 100% hitting it as fast as you can and as tight as you can. And you'll see the blocking scheme right here. It's veer block down up to the linebacker by the tackle, and he runs right off that tackle's hip, and that's where he wants to run that thing that tight.
Boy, Colby Taylor really hit that seam just right. First down and 10, a big gain, and this time it's going to be Carson Taylor as he carries down to the 23-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards on the first play of the fourth quarter here, Coach, for homecoming night.
Yeah, they're running right at him right here, keeping the ball out of Andrews' hands and using the clock up, taking as much time as they need, and getting these plays off, and a lot of different players in there. Keeping pretty much the nucleus of the offensive line. That's what you want to do, because the more they play together, the better they're going to get.
And this time, handoff to the left side. And, was the play blown dead or was it not?
No, it was not, because he wasn't down. He was literally laying on top of the Andrews defender, and he just continued to run.
And he scored the touchdown. The whistle never blew, and he kept his legs moving. We're going to see on the replay, he started to go down.
He's on top of the player.
He's on top of the player. His knee never hit the ground.
So that's it.
There we go. He scores. And again, good run, good heads up thinking by Colby Taylor as he takes it all the way to the house for the Maroon Devils.
Yeah, he didn't quit, and that's you want to see it in them where they don't have any quit in them.
Gavin Lanning again coming on to boot it through, and that makes it now a 48-0 lead with still 10 minutes, 50 seconds left to play. We'll be right back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Yep. Again, welcome back after the touchdown run by Colby Taylor. Here's another booming kick that's going to be going into the end zone on one hop off the leg, again, of Aiden Pond, who's probably kicked it better tonight, Coach, than I've seen him kick all year.
Yeah, he's like I say, I think he's raised up on – he's really looked at what he was doing, and he's getting up a little higher on that ball and try to make his foot hit it just a little bit higher up, and it's giving it more of a drive downfield. He's not worried about the altitude of the ball. He's just driving the ball downfield. And I know you stand back there and watch that ball. It's difficult to even field that ball, let alone know where it's going to go.
And he's doing a good job. Wildcats will take over now with 10:50 to play as they're switching things around offensively. They're going to put Landon White over here on the wing on the right side, and Tucker Holloway's going to throw over here. Got his man, but he was on one knee. Yep. That's the end of that play by Gage Gillespie on the catch.
Yeah, that's the rule there. His knee was on the ground. So unlike the running back before, our running back, and he realized nothing had touched the ground. He was able to go on.
Gage caught that one on one knee. 5-yard pickup, second down and 5 coming up here on a Friday night. Again, a very warm Friday night. It's been the warmest football season I think I can ever remember. We have not had much relief at all. Yeah. This time, Holloway rolling to the left, fires, got his man wide open at the 35-40, out across the 45-yard line. Good run after the catch over there, and a nice job by Jose Martinez.
Yeah, making that open field tackle. He just settled his body right there, our safety did, and made this play. And like I say, a lot of young players in here, they see this quarterback, they're a little afraid he's going to get on the edge and outrun them all, so they commit to him, and that pulls them out of coverage. And when they come out of coverage, it opens that receiver up at the linebacker depth there. And you can see the safety just settle his feet and get his head across him and make a good open field tackle.
Good stop over there by Zach Stepp, a sophomore, playing back there in the secondary. First down and 10 now, Wildcats at the 46-yard line. Tucker Holloway rolling to his right this time. He's going to take off and run. Can't find an open man, and he's going to get a first down across the 44-yard line. First down and 10.
Yeah, he's way more dangerous running that football than he is throwing it. We just got to – and I understand there's young men out there. They're trying to coach him up right now about contain him. Keep him inside of you. Do not commit down inside to him because he's going to beat you to the outside right here, and you can see it. He's going to outrun your defensive lineman. That's known.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to outrun most of your linebackers. He's got that kind of quickness. So you've got to have some type of outside rush that's not too worried about getting upfield.
A totally new defense out there for the Maroon Devils right now. Basically a four-man front, two linebackers right behind him, and a counter play around the left side. This time it's going to be the fullback as he breaks a tackle or two to the 37. That's Gavin Wilson on the carry for Andrews.
Yeah, they're picking up yardage now by just running on the edges right here, and we're not doing a real good job. But the kids are out there learning, and they're playing as hard as they can play at it. And he whiffs a couple of us right there, but there again a good tackle to at least slow him down coming up and out of the secondary.
Yeah, coming up on the initial hit, Robert Green over there to turn him around and get him on the ground. Second down now, and the Wildcats need 4. 8:25 and counting here in the final quarter from the 37-yard line. Pitch out to the right side again, and again it's going to be Gavin Wilson. We've seen more of him here in the second half, and this time coming up on the tackle is going to be Andrew Chavez.
Yeah, good pursuit from behind, didn't give up on the play, and he sees the guards are pulling, and he's trying. He'll learn as he gets older, stay right in there behind them guards till he comes to you. You're going to have a hard time chasing him down at that angle. So, but if you'll stay where those guards are pulling, just like we have seen, we saw Big Millsaps do. He knew what that was supposed to look like.
And again, the Wildcats running hard against this Maroon Devil defense. Coming up on the carry that time is going to be Landon White, their big 190-pound running back, and he has a first down to the 25-yard line right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, running the veer. We missed the tackle there at the line of scrimmage, and that's the responsibility of that defensive end versus this veer is to make that play at the line of scrimmage, and he'll learn. He'll see that on film, and he'll learn from it.
Again, a four-man front for the Maroon Devils now as they run to the left side again, down to the 20-yard line. 5-yard pickup again by Landon White.
Yeah, closed it down this time just to let him drag him a little bit too far. You can eat a couple of yards out of this blocking scheme right here, but you don't want to be drugged too far by that running back.
And he does. He gets downfield for about 5 on the carry.
Sure did.
And again, they line him up again, Landon White and Gavin Wilson in the backfield. Strong side left this time with the tight end flipping over there. And this time the quarterback pitches it back on the option. And, well, there's grabbing the jersey from behind. Not quite a horse collar.
Yeah.
But still a pretty good run over there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they ran the option and went ahead and determined they were going to pitch this thing out there to their big running back. And you can see the quarterback right there. He's already turned to pitch it. And we take our angles aren't real good getting to him. And we kind of lost him out here in the secondary. Couldn't find him. Couldn't find the football, and he picks up a sizable gain.
Yeah, Chavez again coming up to grab the jersey from behind. Now it's first down and goal. Wildcats at the 5-yard line. Hand off on the left side and into the end zone or very close. No, they're going to mark it a foot short down there on the carry by Gavin Wilson, just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, they did run the same play they've been running most of the night. You'll see both of these guards pull. And right here, they take on the lead block with kind of wrong arm. We'll call that a wrong arm right there to make that play, and he bounces outside. And it could have been worse. If he'd have kept running to the edge, he would have probably scored standing up. But when he cut it up right there, he ran into us.
So now down inside the 1-yard line, Wildcats knocking on the door, and it looks like the quarterback is going to take it into the end zone for the Andrews Wildcats. Tucker Holloway.
Yeah, he just planted his feet and just dove forward to make that score.
And again, he's kind of a tall guy anyway at 6'3", and he got into the end zone now. 48-6, 5:28 to play here as the Wildcats will line up, looks like. And no, they're going to try to kick it for one.
Okay.
And the kicker is, looks like the quarterback, Tucker Holloway, is going to come on to try to boot this one through. And
and I believe he got it.
Yep, I tell you, this kid does everything.
Yeah, he's carry. You got to have somebody out there carrying the load, and they've struggled tonight, and he's still out there playing.
Playing hard right now. 5:28 to play. 48-7 our score. We'll be back after this 1-minute break on the Maroon Devils Network. Welcome back as the Wildcats will kick it back to the Maroon Devils here. Here in the fourth quarter, 5:28 to go. Going to be a high, very short kick, and it's going to take a bounce, and the Maroon Devils will down it right there at the 33-yard line. First down and 10, and a whole lot of new faces. Matter of fact, all new faces coming in on offense.
Yeah, trying to get some young people some playing time right now, and that's a great idea. And you don't want any injuries from anybody. Anybody to get hurt, that's for sure. But these young people, they put their time in too.
And again, we got a bunch of new faces up there on the offensive front. Michael Winchester, Elias Watkins, Bryn Jackson, Sam Bernheisel. All those guys are up front there, and now we got to have a timeout, Coach. Is there
we didn't have enough? Sure. Yeah, we didn't have enough players out there, and this is the problem you run into when you start doing this. Is somebody's got to be in charge of these positions, somebody in charge of these other positions, because
we're a lineman short.
Yeah, one coach can't take care of who's got to be out there now and getting their playing time in, and sometimes you don't have enough players to fill certain positions, and you have to take players that don't normally play those positions and put them there just to fill a lineup out there.
And what happened? We only had 4 offensive linemen out there, so now we've picked up the 5th offensive lineman, and I think we're ready to go. Carter Kirkland is going to come in at the tight end, and our offensive line is going to consist of Sam Bernheisel, a sophomore, Connor Driver, a sophomore, Bryn Jackson, a junior, Elias Watkins, a senior, and Michael Winchester, a junior. That's going to be your starting 5 up front. Some of those backfield skill people. We've got Andrew Chavez back there. Of course, now we got at quarterback. We know who he is, number 9, Cameron Blankenship, as he's going to hand off, and we're going to run right straight ahead for a good gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, it's good to see Cameron get out there and get his reps in now. He's started off running the option, and he's just he's doing his part to make sure that we're moving this football.
And our offensive backs right now, Coach, are going to be Andrew Chavez and Chris Singley.
Okay.
And they're behind Cameron Blankenship.
Yep.
And also coming in now, looks like coming out wide to the left side again is going to be Carter Kirkland, another sophomore, 84 over there. And way up top, we got Lucas Brown, and we got a penalty flag.
Okay, he's saying there's a false start on us, but I could have sworn he was offsides on Andrews, but that's neither here nor there because they saw movement up there. So
another new man out there is going to be Trip Peterson, number 41. So a whole bunch of new faces we're not used to seeing.
Yeah. If we had a challenge flag, we would throw it.
Second down now.
As Joe says.
And we need 8 yards to go with 4:18 to play.
I'm not sure who moved, but he must have saw something.
And again, you got a bunch of new faces out there, and their adrenaline is pumping, and they're.
Yeah, we did move this time.
Yeah,
wide receiver.
We're getting too anxious.
Yeah, and coaches, that's a good coaching point. They'll work on that.
Yeah.
With that receiver, he is not to move till he sees that ball snap. He doesn't listen to anything. he does his thing once he sees that ball move, and that's a coaching point that's been going on for 50 years.
Yeah, because when you're
ever since there was a wide receiver.
Yeah, when you're this far way out wide, sometimes you can't hear the snap anyway.
Yeah, you're not listening to anything. you're watching that ball the whole time.
Now,
and that's from high school to pros.
Yep.
I mean, they teach that even up to pro level.
John Parton wide right this time, and Cameron is going to hand off and run to the right side, getting back to the line of scrimmage for about a 5-yard gain.
Now, I want to see Cameron keep this ball here in a minute. I think that's probably going to be up their sleeve. Is right now he's handing this ball off. It's all veer blocking down the line of scrimmage, and I want Cameron to take a chance here in a minute and keep this football and run with it.
Also, Zach Stepp checking into the lineup, so we got players coming in and out just about every play. This time again, Carter Kirkland, 84, is again wide out to the left side. Up high on the right side is going to be John Parton again. A couple of sophomores. Parton gets the swing pass, but boy, he is leveled immediately over there. And that was Gavin Presley, number 12, new man of the game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he broke on that ball right away. And,
he did.
And, man, he got there in a hurry and didn't have much. The receiver just didn't have much of a chance. Cameron did a great job of getting the ball out there to him, right on time, on the money, and boom. He gets hit just as the ball touches. I'm surprised he hung on to it. I wouldn't have been able to hang on to that ball.
Now it's going to be punting time, and we actually have a new punter. Punting is going to be Cody Long for the Maroon Devils, getting a chance to punt.
This is one of those situations, too, trying to get the right bodies out there.
End over end punt, going to be taken at the 40. And again, on the return, it's going to be Gavin Wilson. He cuts it back upfield. He's one of their regulars out across the 50 to the 49 of Maroon Devil territory with a couple of minutes now left to play.
Yep. Did a great job of getting the ball back upfield. We did a good job covering it. A couple of young men ran by it, but they'll learn. There again, that's what film sessions are for, and it's a great time to coach your younger players.
And it's on-the-job training, isn't it?
It is. And if you spend enough time in watching yourself play, you'll see your mistakes. And the good players, they even correct themselves. You don't have to do a whole lot of correcting. They know when they're doing something wrong.
First down and 10 now, a minute 56 to play, 48-7 score on Homecoming 2019. Next week, going to be on the road at Rosman. Here comes a run on the right side, and there's Landon White there, big running back, and he carries for about 7 yards down to the 42-yard line. And he's a strong runner at 6 feet, 190 pounds.
Yeah, he's a powerful young man, and I mean he can run the football, and he knows where he's going with it. And here we go with the same scheme they've been running, pulling those guards and trying to create seams, running that lanes for him, and they found a few.
Yeah, there's another seam as he runs down to the 35-yard line. First down Wildcats with 1:20 to go.
And that's something you want to see out of your least experienced players, the more inexperienced ones, is 4 maroon helmets making contact with that ball carrier all simultaneously right there, that they're understanding a little bit about the team concept.
That's it. Fly to the football this time, run to the left side, and there's a good tackle as well, and they're still fighting for yardage down to the 25-yard line. Andrews close to another first down.
Yeah, everybody got kind of twisted there after he made initial contact. He made real good initial contact on him.
Yeah.
Got his head across and everything, but the momentum of this big running back just carries everybody upfield.
Yeah, it goes wide again.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he got hit and still goes forward.
Yeah.
And here comes the Wildcat running again. This time they get wide on the right side. Gavin Wilson is going to take it all the way to the house. He cut up the middle, Coach, and then popped outside.
Yeah.
Nobody there to get him.
Yeah, we over pursued it there, and there again, that'll be learned from the tape, knowing how to play down that line of scrimmage and be a position player. And some of us just get in bad position. Some of us get knocked off the ball here a little bit, and he's able to cut this thing back, and we're just not in good body position to make the play on him.
And he's quick enough just to basically outrun the folks to the goal line. 48-13 now. They're going to go for 2, and it looks like they have it to make it a 48-15 ball game with only 24 seconds left to play. And we'll keep it right here, and we'll wrap it up here in just a couple of minutes here after the kickoff, and a play or two under a half moon. Beautiful Friday night here in October.
It's still too hot, though, Gary.
It's still too hot. Oh, my goodness.
Even in my pink T-shirt, my wife's pink T-shirt, it's still too hot up in here.
Yeah, you may have to take some scissors and cut that thing off.
I am. And like I said, if she said don't even worry about it, I'll never be able to wear it again, so don't worry about it. So I'm just glad I could actually fit in. And my wife ain't as big as a minute, as you know about that.
Right,
so I don't know how I got in this thing, but I'll never get out of it the way I got in it.
I tell you what, it is quite, as people say, form-fitting. It is a form-fitting T-shirt.
All right, Gary, that's enough making fun of me.
Hey, oh, my goodness. I tell you what, we have more fun than anybody.
Yeah.
Here comes the kick here by Tucker Holloway. And it's going to be taken by an up man, and he's going to take it down right there at the 34, and we'll run a play and put this one in the bag and get ready for next week at Rosman.
Yeah, this has been a good experience. We got a chance to play some younger players and some of the inexperienced players here, if I can get the right word out.
That's it.
And this has been a good effort, team effort. And I'm just proud of the way we're playing all around. This team has got a personality now.
It does.
They're figuring themselves out now. How it's going to carry them, we don't know yet. That's yet to be seen here in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Hey, it's getting closer to finding out time, if you will, as we run right up the middle, and that should be the final play of the ball game here as the clock will run out here, and that'll be a 48-15 final as our Maroon Devils on homecoming night say congratulations to homecoming queen Kiara Shook and maid of honor Summer Davis. And Coach, again, a big night here as our Maroon Devils looking at some of the stats here. We run 48 plays, 347 yards, 276 on the ground. We were 4 of 7 passing for 71. Andrews, 45 plays, 194 yards. And they hit 2 of 7 passing, 1 pick, 26 yards. So, again, over 7 yards of play, that's a pretty good night offensively.
Yeah, that is, and especially when you can run the footballs effectively. We've been doing it all year long, and it's just getting better and better and better. And, of course, the competition is going to get stiffer and stiffer. So the better we do these things, the better we got our offensive linemen get right here. And they seem to be very, very focused right now. There's no doubt about it. And I like that. That's a good look for them.
And that's where it's getting done. Fans, join us again next Friday. We're going to be on the road over in Transylvania County to take on those Tigers of Rosman. Another week with feline competition. We'll be on the air at 7, kickoff at 7:30. Join us then. So long from your friends on the Maroon Devils Network.